Welcome to the Danny and Justin Show, live on stage at the Oregon Draft Party. It is draft night with the Oregon Club. Thanks to all of you for tuning in here. We're going to be with you for the next 3 hours or however long it takes. The 32 picks. 32 teams, 32
picks
the NFL draft. Nobody forfeited one this year.
No forfeits this
Sometimes
year.
There's like a
who was it?
forfeit.
Miami a couple of years ago.
I think New Orleans during the Bounty Gate thing.
Apparently, there was no tampering this season.
No tampering this season. No, we're not going to get any Mike Vrabel comments about tampering. But anyway, we move on to go with the Danny and Justin Show. Thanks for everybody for joining us. We will be with you, and we are here amongst many a Duck fan who is all here as we are going live as the number one pick is set to come up here in about 15 minutes. The draft's in Pittsburgh, but all the action tonight is at the Oregon Club. And the great Danny Havel, who is regularly hosting this show, is one of the MCs for the night. We have an all-star guest list today, Justin. We have a bunch of former Oregon greats: Ed Dixon, Dante Rosario, Brady Breeze, Kayvon Thibodeau, George Wrightster, Haloti Ngata, and maybe even more will be joining us. Thanks for inviting me to be a part of it, and I hope that we got a lot of folks out there watching. It should be a fun night.
Yeah, thanks for being here. It should be an action-packed first really hour and a half of the draft with our guests.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be looking out for some Oregon guys that are going to get drafted. A couple of them, I think for sure, are going to end up in the first round. We think somewhere between the 10 to 20 range. Maybe a third Oregon player will get in there, but big night for Oregon. And it's going to be fun breaking it down with you guys and hopefully some players as well.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good time. We're watching it in live, so hopefully some of you are at home watching it live like we are, but turn the sound down, and you can hear some local commentary. And like I say, we'll be very Duck-centric tonight, obviously, as we chat about with some of the Duck greats of the past. We'll ask them about their draft night experiences and more. So we think that Kayvon Sadiq.
Yeah,
I just saw Kayvon Thibodeau walking around. So I got him on the brain right now. Kenyon Sadiq and Dylan Thieneman will go tonight for sure. Emmanuel Pregna maybe, but we think for sure too. I think the earliest that we're looking at Sadiq going is number 9. The latest would probably be somebody in the mid-teens. You agree with that's kind of the range for him, Justin?
I think so. I think another team that definitely could be interested in Kayvon, or excuse me, you got me, and Kenyon Sadiq could be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, that's a team that over the last few years has clearly had a scout at Oregon Pro Day.
Yeah.
Bucky Irving, Tez Johnson, these guys have been drafted to the Buccaneers. They clearly like the Ducks. So I wouldn't be super surprised if he ends up there.
Yep. Also, we got Blaise with us today. Blaise, yes, thanks, bud. We're going to need your man, we got 3 hours here. If Danny's not going to be here, we got to need you to pipe in on this too.
Yeah,
you might have more draft prep than anybody for this.
I just want to talk about how happy I am to see Dylan Thieneman play his way into the first round pretty much, because I remember earlier on before, like they did the combine, he was projected around the second pick or the second round. And now, he did so great in the combine. He's ran sub 4.4. Here he is, first rounder.
What's his range now? We were talking today. Is it probably 12? I mean, the Cowboys at 12. I know some people have talked about, I think 19. They were saying Carolina is kind of the floor. Kind of him and Sadiq both in that 10 to 20 range, I think. Not much higher, but probably not going to drop any lower.
I completely agree with that. I don't see him going anywhere outside of the 20 range, but I definitely don't see him in the single digits.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And there's been a run of Oregon players in the draft. We were talking about this. Going back to Justin Herbert in the first round, we've had Kayvon Thibodeau, Christian Gonzalez, Bo Nix in the first round. It's been an amazing run of Oregon players in the first round, and tonight to have 2 of them is even more impressive. But
it could have been more.
It could have been more
in terms of Dante Moore. If Dante Moore goes to the draft, Mateo Uiagalelei, if he goes to the draft,
right on there.
Mari Washington.
Could have been a
guy
in the late one. Yeah.
So
what you're saying is we're going to be back here next year with some more Ducks going in the first round.
I think there might be 3 next year for sure.
Yeah, no, like we talked about last year, it was Derek Harmon and Josh Connerly Jr.
Yep.
So those were the 2 last year. The year before that, we had in the first round, it was Bo Nix in 24. 23, we had Christian Gonzalez. 22, we had Thibodeau. 21, we had Penei Sewell. And then 20, we had Justin Herbert. I think that's the run. I think this will be this before that. The one before that was Marcus Mariota. So, yeah, it's been an incredible run of this will be the 7th straight year that Oregon has a first-round pick. And the second year in a row, most likely, we think, that there will be 2 first-round picks. It'll be interesting to see also, last year there were 10 players that went total in the draft. I think we could get close to that number again this year.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the list again to see the actual numbers. But I do think that Oregon will get almost all of their prospects drafted.
Yeah.
Certainly the guys that won't be will get picked up. But I think everybody in this class is going to be an NFL player at some point.
Yeah, no doubt. It's quite a impressive run of Oregon football through the last few years. So, again, we appreciate everybody for joining us. Tickets are sold out tonight, and this place is hopping, starting to fill in. People, I think as we get closer to when the Oregon players, I think Kenyon Sadiq and them will go in the 6 o'clock hour. I think this place will be full by that time. I think I see the aforementioned Dante Moore over there right now. Dante Moore is here.
Yeah, I saw Deer Hill running around.
Fascinating to see Dante Moore.
We have Brandon Finney right here.
What were you saying, Goose?
Just fascinating to see Dante Moore, knowing how different this. I mean, his life. He made a life-changing decision to come back. This night could be completely different for him. He looks pretty relaxed for a guy who had to make a decision that had millions of dollars involved in it. He looks like he's pretty content with this decision for pretty obvious reasons.
He definitely looks pretty content right now. He's shaking hands, he's kissing babies, so he's having a good time.
Life's pretty good for Dante Moore these days, and we appreciate him being here as well. You said you saw Finney here too?
Yeah, he's right here.
Well,
we have Mateo as well.
Yeah, Mateo's right there. So the stars are out today. There's Finney right there.
Okay, and Finney will be the not in the 27 draft, not until the 28 draft.
Yeah, I think he's to be a first-round pick whenever he comes out.
The aforementioned Danny Havel is now taking the stage along with Kenyon Barner. They are your hosts for the evening. So if you are watching on the live stream and you hear some noise in the background, there's going to be a whole lot of presentation going on up there as well. We're 6 minutes away from the first pick, and there goes Haloti Nada. And my God, humongous human. That's how you get to be a Hall of Fame by being that. All right, 5:40. Tyson.
I think we have to talk about this since it's the first pick. Why did they take so long? Why did it have to be that they the previous day? But what? You've had all offseason. You didn't take 15 minutes.
They're showing highlights of them, so you want to make sure as the night goes along and people are taking more, and I get sometimes there's a trade on the line. I would assume by now if they were making a trade for the number 1 pick, it would have happened by now. But it is interesting. You're right. I think at this point they're like, hey, ESPN's got a lot of highlights. Let's make sure the world sees how good the guy we're picking is.
I guess that's fair. They're showing a highlight of the Peach Bowl right there, but
not a lot of highlights for the group in here in the Peach Bowl.
No, certainly not. But no, I think Mendoza's a good quarterback. I actually think that Indiana might suffer this year because of how good he is and how much he did for that team last year. They were just overall a great team. I'm not going to say that it was just him, but I do think it's interesting. Josh Hoover, good player, but is he going to be Fernando Mendoza? I'm not sure.
Although a year ago, would you have said is Fernando Mendoza going to be Fernando Mendoza?
No. So my saying on this was, if you would have told me before the season 2 things, you said, which is more likely, Indiana winning the national championship or Indiana winning the national championship and they cheated?
Yeah,
I would have said the second one. So I'm not saying they did cheat, but certainly, I mean, he's a great quarterback, and what Indiana is doing, developing their guys, whether they're 4 stars, 5 stars, 3 stars, you got to buy into that.
At this point, we got to think that Signetti can scout the people who fit his system. I think he probably had a few guys out there he could see, and he picked the one he wanted. So here's the other thing I love about the draft. They just showed the Raider war room, and they're all high-fiving each other. Like, they didn't make this decision, but now they're going to make sure they're all going to make sure that they're high-fiving each other and telling them how great of a job they did scouting the first round of that this year.
Well, they better help. It was an easy scout for them, I think. He was the very clear top quarterback.
Yes.
Ty Simpson is a guy that's been talked about maybe reaching the first round at some point. It seems like there's a couple teams that really like him, and all it takes is one, right? So I think we might see another quarterback in this draft in the first round, but in terms of slam dunk, number 1 quarterbacks, I think this year it was pretty clear that Fernando Mendoza was the guy.
Well, once the guy who's in the room today said no, I think that's when it became clear, because I really do think that this would have been your first takes, your ESPN debate shows. We would have been hearing nothing for the last couple of weeks except, hey, which one of these guys do you take? And, obviously the Raiders need a quarterback. Number 2 pick is the Jets, right? So I think that it would have been, hey, one of them's taking one and one's taking the other. And I'm not sure that if in a different world that we might not be sitting here talking about Dante Moore, hearing his name getting picked here when the Raiders make the first pick.
Or maybe did so to control his own destiny.
Be drafting first or second again next year.
Oh, they certainly do, but you take your chances.
You can avoid them
year,
once.
right?
I don't know that you can avoid them all the time.
Well, I think in particular, it really made sense to come back for a year.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, man. That's
no, you're not
a big credit because a lot of people would have taken the money and run, and I'm sure you got a decent amount of money to come back. But to go there and your NFL career, it takes a lot of discipline to say, hey, I think I can help my team win, and I think I can improve my stock, and I'm still going to be the guy at the top of the team. So,
yeah,
big credit to him for doing that.
Yeah, and I'll go. I know that who is it? The quarterback for the Colts, the backup quarterback, used to be Notre Dame's quarterback.
Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard is getting paid less as an NFL player than he is in college.
Here it is, Ty Simpson. I'm saying Ty Simpson in an upset. There we go. It's over and done. Fernando Mendoza is the number one pick.
Cheers in the crowd.
So, yes.
For the first pick being over, I think.
There it is. So we're up and running. Miss Oregon is walking by. A few of Miss Oregons are walking by.
Got some good play-by-play here.
I'm just trying to. We got 3 hours to fill today.
The Duck's here now.
The Duck is here. Danny's here. I just saw Danny walk by. But so there we go. So the first pick is Fernando Mendoza. So your mock draft is 1 for 1 at this point.
I think 1 for 1 is about how far it's going to go usually. And
next pick is the interesting
exactly.
one. There's been a lot of talk of David Bailey of Texas Tech, formerly of Stanford, or Arvell Reese of the Jets. So the talk has been that one of those two guys, but it felt like at the beginning Arvell Reese was seen as the one, and then it's David Bailey. So it seems certain that the Jets are going to take a defensive lineman, but it seems a little uncertain as to which one. So mock drafts might finally start to get messed up even here at number 2.
Yeah, no, this is where it gets interesting. And correct me if take a traditional event.
And they like Steve was talking about, they bounced around. They were at Arvell, then they went to David Bailey, and I recently heard that I think they're back kind of more leaning towards Arvell. And the Jets are the Jets. They're never certain about anything really. So
the interesting part between those two is Bailey's a more finished product, but he's also 23, whereas Reese is kind of a guy who was kind of an undersized end and might be a linebacker in the NFL, but also only 21 years old. So it's sort of like if you're the Jets and you're thinking, hey, we're probably not going to contend for a year or two. I mean, the reason that the Jets, even if there was a quarterback available right now, there's talk that the Jets wouldn't take him because they know they're going to be so bad next year. They're going to be in the Dante Moore, Arch Manning, Lenora Sellers, whoever the quarterbacks are. They want to wait for next year for their quarterback. So the thought would be, hey, if we take Bailey, we're starting the clock on a 23-year-old. So I would have thought Reese would be more likely just because you've got this chance to get somebody who's a little younger, and if your team's not ready for 2 or 3 years, now you got a 25-year-old instead of a 23-year-old. But I think the Reese questions have more just been about what his position is, whereas Bailey, is this dominant edge rusher.
I do think that they're in a position where they're probably going to take a good player.
I hope so. It's the number 2 pick.
You hope so, but I think those guys are both good is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I do wonder for Reese, do you want to take a tweener? Because that's always the risk.
Yeah.
The Micah Parsons isn't the norm, right? Like usually the tweener, it can sometimes be a position you don't want to be in. But for the Jets, it kind of depends on what they want to do.
Let's see Brady. Brady Breeze is with us.
All right, Brady
Let's
Breeze.
jump in our first guest of the night. Throw the headset on there, Brady. Thanks so much for coming up, man. How are you?
Doing good. How you guys?
You've had a
doing?
microphone or two in front of you. You've done a little media before in your day,
Just a little bit.
How we doing?
Doing good.
What's it feel like to come back here and see kind of the fans? And you got a bunch of your ex-teammates, some of the current players here. What's it like for you to come back?
Yeah, it's definitely surreal. Man, the event that they're putting on right now is pretty amazing. Yeah. So it's just cool to see. Where Oregon's going, the trajectory, where we're headed is incredible to see. Even just from the time I was there.
Yeah.
In 6 years, it's like.
Well, you're a big part of that one there. Obviously, the Rose Bowl had some. As you look back on that, I mean, it used to be that the Rose Bowl was for Oregon players. That was the goal. I mean, Joey Harrington talked about one of his biggest disappointments was he didn't get to play in the Rose Bowl. He got to play in a Fiesta Bowl, but not the Rose Bowl. Defensive MVP of the Rose Bowl. How often does people come up to you, just bring back that memory, and you think about doing it in a place that really is kind of the hallowed ground for Oregon?
Yeah, I mean, being able to play in the Rose Bowl was a dream come true for me. But then to be able to be the defensive MVP and to win the Rose Bowl, I hadn't even dreamed of that. It was just like, I always, even when I was a kid, I would just pray literally before I went to bed every single night, Lord, help me to play for Oregon and help me to play in the NFL. And then, just a Duck fan my whole life. We went to the Rose Bowls when I was a kid. We went to the Rose Bowl in 2015 to watch Mariota, and then to be able to play. It was like, wow, I mean, this is surreal. I remember we were on the tour bus, just the team bus. I pulled out a little too. I love my okay.
True Oregon.
And literally, like probably 10 minutes later, I got drafted by Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah, but
at least this wasn't as bad. Defensive coordinator's son telling them they were taking him or something. So
I heard about that.
Now Brady's always been. So when I was registered guard, Brady was. Feel bad for him. It was like anytime there was a moment, like the Willie Taggart, when we need somebody to talk to Brady because they were like Brady always talks, so we would bring Brady over. It's like he paid the price for being media. It was like anytime it was.
Real quick, you talked about the changes and what you've seen since you left. I think it's been 6 years already.
Yeah.
So what have you seen since then? The changes here.
Man, obviously the changes just in the program and like the way people go about themselves. Like seeing some of the players, they're just humble, nice. Clothes are a little bit nicer. Shoes are a little bit nicer.
And that was like, you were pretty good in the NIL era. You would have had some pretty good sponsorships in the NIL era.
I would like to think so, but you never know. It's a coulda, shoulda, woulda
moment.
I think
NIL would have been pretty good to you. You'd have had a few sponsors coming and asking you to do some TV commercials for them. I think that could have been good. That's awesome there. And like you say, it's cool that they want you guys to all come back. I mean, we've heard some programs where a coach comes in and it's like, hey, I want my guys now. But it seems like Lanning and the group have all been very welcoming. Anytime guys who meant something to this program want to come back, they open the door for you.
Yeah, no, totally. They're always reaching out to us. Hey, you want to come to these events? You want to come be around the team? So I really appreciate that because I remember, when I was playing for Taggart, I heard a lot of the alumni guys saying, hey, we haven't really been welcome until recently. Because I guess during the Chip Kelly era, alumni was just kind of shoved to the side. Yeah. And so to be able to be as welcome as we are right now, it's, I'm very grateful and very thankful for Lannon and what he's doing and just, reminding the younger guys like, hey, we have a tradition here. We got a lot of things that we represent. We want you guys to be a part of it. We want you guys to look up some of the guys that, bled and fought for this logo.
They're building on what you guys did.
Yeah, exactly. And they're just taking it even further. So it's pretty awesome. I'm really excited for them.
And your bio says Rose Bowl defensive MVP. They're going to want you to keep coming around because that's a pretty good recruiting tool. Hey, by the way, we got a kid who was in state. He turned into a Rose Bowl defensive MVP. Come see what we can do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, being able to have that title is
in Oregon.
So I actually just moved to Scottsdale, Arizona. I've been living in Oregon in the off seasons, off and on. Yep. Just been traveling around in the off season stuff, which has been good. But just finally set up shop in Scottsdale, Arizona. But that pretty much every summer throughout the summers and doing business up here, doing financial advising for the research group. So I'll be up, coming back and meeting with clients and stuff. So I mean, Oregon's in my blood. So I'm not going very far.
Is that your family business is based at? Is that in Medford or Lake Oswego? You guys are in Lake Oswego?
Yeah, we're in Lake Oswego. That's where we're based out of.
So you've gotten into that?
Yeah, we got clients, all over the country. So it's really cool. I got, some teammates and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, it's been some good relationships. So I'm really
a couple
excited.
guys you can hit up here who might have some money coming in the next couple years.
Guys that need to make some money and save some money. I'm the guy.
Brady, man, thanks so much for coming up. We really appreciate it. Again, appreciate you back to the days you get to now. And it's awesome to have you up here and welcome back and enjoy. I know a bunch of people want to talk to you. We don't take much more of your time, but thank you so much for coming up.
I really appreciate you guys. You guys have always been awesome throughout my whole career, so I really appreciate it.
Best of luck in the financial world.
Thank you, guys.
I don't think you'll need any luck. You got to know it yourself. But I saw Shane Lemieux's getting into that too.
Yeah,
see that? When he retired, he's going to get into it.
Yeah,
so.
he's doing well. Yeah,
awesome.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Brady. We appreciate it. Brady Breeze, ladies and gentlemen. He's a resident, but down in Arizona now.
Looks like we got the pick in for the Cardinals at number 3.
All right, who's this?
They're showing Jeremiah Love on the screen here. An interesting pick for them, looking for a new quarterback. Right?
Now Bailey. So you got Love here or Reese?
Love will probably the Bailey pick. The Jets normally, as I said earlier, made a great job against Oregon in the Peach Bowl matchup, but it'll be interesting to see who comes here next with the Cardinals. But if I had to choose, it'd be Love.
So who's the quarterback for the Cardinals at this point?
There is no quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, maybe?
Is it Brissett? Yeah. Well, he could use a running back, but he probably used to be. And there it is. Jeremiah Love goes number 3.
I'm 3 for 3. 2 of them are just off luck, though.
There you go. Nice. Okay, so Jeremiah Love there. So that brings up Tennessee, which is fitting because that's where we drafted our friend Brady Breeze.
Yeah.
Interesting. You mentioned Mike Vrabel was his coach there. That's ironic display, but really appreciate Brady coming up. Like I say,
well, he's a Patriots coach now.
Brady Breeze has always been, in addition to a great player, just a great representative of U of O. So really cool for him. I didn't want to keep him long because I figured there's probably about 70 people out here who are waiting in line to go chat with him, and that's pretty cool to see Brady up here.
Yeah, no, it was cool, and I'm sure they're going to ask him about that Rose Bowl. What are you pointing at?
We're showing Dylan Thieneman at the Combine. It's not the draft coverage. They're not projecting him at number 4, but I think
that'd be higher than I think we thought.
To an Oregon highlight.
So Jeremiah Love at 3, a running back.
Seems
what
like
do you
need
think?
A lot more in Arizona, especially. But maybe if you're figuring Brissett your quarterback, then you need a guy to run the ball because he's not able to throw it very well. I don't know.
I mean, I just think he's like a generational talent, though.
Yeah, and maybe that's it. I mean, the guys who've gone early have been, for the most part, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. We haven't had a ton of us recently.
And then
Genty will still kind of wait on.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting him from the Falcons.
Bijan
Bijan,
Robinson.
yeah.
You know, 10 years ago we had some like Trent Richardsons and some things, but recently the guys who have gone this early, there haven't been many of them, but the guys who have gone this early have been pretty good.
You can usually tell the generational guys
Yeah,
more
and that
so
seems to be what
in
everybody's
running
saying
back, than in other positions. It's easier to tell. Interesting as well, they have some good running backs in that room. Former Oregon Duck Trey Benson. They have
James Conner
coming off of an injury.
Yep.
So that's interesting. There's quite a few bodies in that room as well.
So does Tennessee need an Arvell Reese? Is that fall to
They
him?
need
Are they
everything.
feeling pretty good? I know,
I think
but
they need
so did the Cardinals.
That's true.
I think that's their best pick though at this point.
Do we think that Reese could maybe go here,
I
or do we think
so.
that the
It could
tight?
be
Are they
possible.
looking at a Styles? Or they?
Could you go with Manoa?
Possibly
Best
that, like you
tackle in
say,
the
they do. I mean, you've got this rookie quarterback from last year, so
You want to
one
protect
thought
them.
would be that's why I think people were thinking Love. Maybe, hey, it takes some pressure because he threw a lot, but maybe now you're saying let's protect him on this thing here. That
Well,
would make some sense.
Who's the quarterback for Tennessee?
We have a helmet that we're supposed to have everybody sign for charity, and we're 0 for 1 right now.
That was
We promised Danny. Good news is Brady's
swing and a miss.
friendly enough
Yeah,
that
he's friendly.
if he walks by, he'll come back up. Not that everybody here is not friendly, but some people would maybe be like, hey, I already stood up.
All right, pick is in here for the Tennessee
So what do we
Titans.
got, Blaise, to get the 4-4? What are you doing?
I'm taking Arvell Reese here.
Okay, I would too.
So you said Love, huh? And they took Love?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, though, Jeremiah Love was projected to go to the Cardinals. A lot of people were projecting him there. And then if the Cardinals passed up on him, I think they were saying the Titans might pick him up. And if the Titans passed him up, I don't think he's going past 5. I think the Giants were for sure going to draft him. So he was one of those guys that all the teams, from the 3 to 5 range had their eyes set on. And, well, he went at 3.
Right. And he is probably the second best, maybe best player in the draft, depending on what you think in terms of. If you're just taking out positional value, he might be the in this draft. So ultimately, running backs not the longest, but I do understand the idea of getting the best player available. Could you fill in a piece at tackle or at defensive line? I think that might be a better decision ultimately long term. But I think Jeremiah Love, if you're talking about a team that certainly needs some excitement, and Kyler Murray is a guy that I think there was a lot of excitement about for a long time. And let's see here. Yeah, go ahead and how's it going? Yep, you go ahead and you sit right there. I'm looking for my partner, Steve Mims.
Blaise, nice to meet you.
All right, as we welcome in Haloti Nata.
And I'm breaking that concentration right now. So
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
We're doing all right. We're doing all just bringing everybody in. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So welcome back.
Yeah. Thank you.
How often do you get to be back here in Eugene?
I was actually here 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Here. went to Texas. And there was just, when we came here, there was just a different feeling here. My mom felt very comfortable, and I was like, I could see myself coming here. I talked to some of the other guys in my class that were coming here, other Polynesian kids. Because at that time there were no other Polynesians here, and that's another big thing. Like we're so big on like being around each other and hanging out with each other. I talked to some of those guys and grew to like them in the beginning, and now we're still communicating today. We love each other and we're like family, but it's like the feeling that my parents got here and I got here was just very close, supportive, very like safe, I guess, for my mom. For her to feel safe about me being gone. And when we came to one of the games, it was just, she was shocked at how the fans were here, how supportive, and like it was just, she was like, yeah, I can see you going there. So that I didn't want to stay in Utah, and so I said I'd rather leave. She's like, we'll go to Oregon. I'm like, all right, I'm going there.
If my son looked like that, I'd feel pretty safe. No matter where. I wouldn't feel like there were a lot of issues there. But Oregon's had quite a few Hall of Famers, but a lot of them were from past generations. Like Gary Zimmerman, Norm Van Broek, and some others. You're kind of the first one of this generation to get in there. What do you feel like? Do you feel like kind of that's a big honor for you to not only get in the Hall of Fame, but you represent Oregon as part of that as well?
Yeah, it's huge, and I think it's going to continue to grow now. Obviously, you're having a lot of great players that have come through after me, and that College Hall of Fame for Oregon is going to continue to grow from guys from Oregon, and it's just going to be fun to watch. But it definitely is amazing to be kind of one of the earlier guys with Michael James and myself. And, it's just a lot of fun to start to see Oregon kind of coming up and being known in college football.
So you talk about how big a role your parents played in your recruiting. What was it like for you being the parent with your son being recruited?
It's funny. It's like full circle, but I tried not to. Obviously, I want him to come to Oregon, but it's like I want him to make his own decision. And so when he committed really early, and I'm like, we don't. Before he told Coach Lanning, I was like, let's just sit here, pray, let's think about it, let's wake up in the morning, if we feel good about it, we'll do it. And I just didn't want him to feel like it was from me. I want him to all you. Like and he's like, Dad, like I've been coming here since I was a baby. Like where else am I gonna go? It feels like home anyway. So I guess I kind of groomed him into being a Duck fan anyway, so I guess it's inevitable. It's bound to happen, yeah.
What do you think about this current D-line for the Ducks coming into next year?
Man, they are beasts. I mean, all of those guys, Chiotti and Mateo and Bear, and these guys are it's going to be a fun season with these guys, and it's we came to the spring practices a couple weeks ago, and even the backups. I mean, you could tell they're looking great. Young Nas is like the beast. Looks like he can't do much, but then you don't realize how strong he really is. And so it's like it's fun to watch these kids like hungry. But then all the guys that are older, they're continue to try to teach them, show them the way. And so it's fun to watch this group of boys continue to teach each other, support each other, because they know, I think they understand and know that they're going to be gone after next year. So this tradition that needs to continue on, and dominant defense, dominant D-line needs to continue to move forward. And so I think it's a great group to do a lot of good things this year.
Expectations are a little different too. When you were here, it was a lot. Your son's going to come in and it's national title or bust.
Exactly.
Has that been interesting for you to watch kind of the expectations rise of this program?
Yeah, I was telling my son, I don't know if I'll get a scholarship off of some Oregon. It's totally different Oregon than I would.
Even at your age, I think you might still get it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's totally different now. Oregon is such a big name now in college football, so it's fun to see. It's fun to be an alumni for a great school, and it's funny just because like I can't believe I just didn't see Oregon being this big
Yeah.
when I came here. But the way it's been moving forward, it's just been so fun to be like a fan of Oregon. Although I mean, even though I came here, it's just I just love seeing Oregon everywhere.
And a part of the reason it's continued to grow is because of the Big Ten. Now it's
Yeah.
in the Big Ten. So what was it like? You played in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Now watching Oregon in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's now we're nationwide. Basically, it's like it used to just be kind of like a West Coast thing only.
Yeah.
Every now and then we'll play a Midwest team or a team out east, but like it's just now we're literally nationwide. So I feel like that's going to continue our fan base, and it's going to continue to grow. And guys that come out of here from Oregon that go to NFL, like make Oregon fans because they become great players in NFL, which I feel like a lot of guys have done here.
Hall of Famer Haloti Ngata was one of the reasons that this program took the jump. Like I say, for folks who are too young to remember, this was a big deal when Haloti came here, and the people that have built on was started a lot by him. Thank you so much for coming up here and joining us. Can't wait to see you back at Autzen for the next few years with your son here. But thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Congrats on all your success.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Haloti Ngata, we're coming up on the 12th pick. I'm going to guess right now the 12th pick this year will not have the career that Haloti Ngata had. And there's probably about 11 teams that wish they'd have taken him ahead of that one there. Thank you, Haloti Ngata.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What
was fun.
a class individual, man.
Yeah, man.
What a class dude. He signed, right?
He did.
Awesome. All right, we're 2 for 2 now. Although I will tell you that Danny has completely gotten us off. He told us we were going to have he's completely out of order.
We're
But
completely
at
out
this
of order.
point, I think we're completely out of order. What did we miss on the draft, though? Who went
Carnell
four?
Tate with 4th.
Really? I
Yeah.
had said let's get Ward a receiver, but he was too
Yeah,
young.
that was a good call.
So, boy, I tell you one thing. If the Giants take Arvell Reese, that might be interesting to some people who are in the crowd tonight.
Well, Kayvon was saying he thinks Caleb Down might go 5th.
Okay.
So he was saying that earlier somewhere in the crowd, but he was saying, and he's like, I think I have a little bit of a say in this, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it would be interesting because if they took Reese, that would be a bit of a duplication of skills thing.
But you
So
could put Reese at linebacker.
You
It's
could,
always a
absolutely.
possibility.
Absolutely,
It's a
you
plug and
could.
play type of situation.
I think it
with
was more of
Reese.
a thought if they took Bailey that would
Yeah,
have had a chance.
definitely.
We'll see. That would be great if we got. In fact, why don't you do the chef? I don't think it would be huge. Down seems to be one of those safeties, not that. Oh, wait. Like the Browns are trading number 6. They're trading into Kansas City, number 6. So here comes Kayvon Thibodeau right here.
Just don't worry about that camera.
Kayvon is joining us. Kayvon Thibodeau, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Would you mind signing this here?
There you go.
How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well.
Good. You got a new teammate, it sounds like. What was your thoughts there seeing Arvell?
Man, I'm excited. I haven't watched him play, but I know he's got to be a beast if they pick him, so I'm excited.
And tell me about what this offseason's been like for you. Obviously, a new coach. You get a chance to be back there, be part of it. What's kind of been the offseason with the new coach?
Man, super excited. I love John Harbaugh. I love everything, about the organization and what they brought. I'm super excited, man. We got a lot of players. We got some great players. I mean, now's the time.
Number 10 pick coming up, too.
Come on. We got picks back to back.
You do.
We got to do right. Come on, Joe. You got this.
Didn't you go 5?
I went 5. I did go 5.
Giants have had some success with the number 5 pick.
So
So
Reese, he's gonna come help us. 6'4", 241.
Yep, jumps in there with you. What's it been like that draft night for you? Was that stressful? I mean, you had been talked about going, higher, a little lower when you go 5. Are the days leading up to it, is that a stressful process, or can you just enjoy it?
You could definitely just enjoy it. I mean, when you come from the bottom, I mean, it really doesn't matter where you go. I think all of these guys understand the blessing at hand, and I think for me specifically, I mean, I was just blessed to be in the room knowing that I could go anywhere from 1 to 10. It's life-changing money. It's life-changing opportunity. So I know these guys are enjoying it. They're relishing it with their family, and I'm super excited to see what they do in the league.
I was just talking to Haloti Nada and saying that back in the 90s, he changed Oregon because it was a rare 5-star. You were the same thing. Oregon wasn't getting a lot. Now we'd see recruiting classes with 3, 4, 5 5-stars.
I was like the number 1 guy.
I
don't know if you remember that.
But Oregon wasn't getting those guys. Oregon wasn't getting those guys before you, and now they're in the mix for those guys.
Say that one more time.
Oregon wasn't getting the number 1 player in the country before you.
I mean,
man,
hey, listen.
But now it's changed. Now there's some of those top guys are looking at him after you.
Listen, every standard is set to be elevated, man. So I'm super proud of all these guys that came in and what they've done with my alma mater. I mean, it's a blessing for me to just be a part of it and see these young guys work. But, I think it's going to continue to be greater. They're going to continue to break all the records and set it. And all we're waiting for now is that national championship.
Yep.
That's it.
Why was it Oregon then for you? The number 1 player in the country could have gone anywhere. What brought you here?
For me, I always had that long-term plan. For me, it was never just the NFL. I had more than that just planned. So Oregon, for me, was like my Grand Central Station. It was somewhere that could cultivate my skills and connect me with the right people that can help me accomplish my dreams on the field and off the field.
I'm a fellow SOJC
you
graduate,
go.
like you, journalism guy. I know you did a lot with Deb Morrison while you were
I just went to see her today, actually.
That's awesome. So what do you feel like that did in preparing you for not just obviously the NFL stuff, but everything off the field as well?
I mean, for me, my plan was like I always knew I was going to go to the NFL, and I'm not going to say always, but I knew once I got to the college level, I felt it. So for me, it was like, how do I equip myself with the expertise and the knowledge of the people behind the camera? Because they're going to be the ones interviewing me and kind of creating these narratives. So for me, it was always about how can I equip myself with the tools to control the narratives and to, be who I want to be to the public.
You feel like me, a guy who, when you go to New York, some guys that shine is a little hard for them. It feels like, obviously you go there and it's like, hey, I can chat, I can talk to people, I can do all. Has that been a great spot for you?
Yeah, it's been great. My phone was just ringing during the draft, so I got a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, I got a little nervous, but still a Giant, right? Still a Giant.
Still a Giant.
Okay, thank God.
I got a little nervous, but man, honestly, what was the question again?
Just New York seems to really fit your
man.
personality. Some people could go there and not like the bright lights. You can handle all that. It feels like.
Man, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I was already under the camera, so for me going to New York, it was like big personality going to the Big Apple. For me, it felt like a blessing. Ever since I've been just so grateful for the opportunities I've been afforded by being in New York, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
I know you're a big chess guy.
Yes, sir.
You think of pass rushing kind of like chess?
I mean, I think when you look at pass rushing like chess, it comes to setting up moves. In the same way that you got to make the right decisions to get that goal. 10 sacks, but if you can set a guy up on 3 rushes to get 1 sack, I think that's chipping away at your goals. So just using that mindset, long-term battle.
This is 7-year-old Oregon in the first rounder. You were part of that stretch. That didn't happen to Oregon in the past. You guys have really set a standard where Herbert to you, Christian Gonzalez and Bo Nix and really made it to where the NFL. Come here and look.
I think the competition breeds excellence, and Dan has created a culture here. It started before Dan, but Dan has definitely carried it on and took that torch and lit a flame. So super excited for him, super excited for the team, and I'm super excited for what they do in the future.
Yeah, how would you like playing for Dan Lanning?
Man, I still got 1-year eligibility. I don't know if they'll
you never know nowadays.
These days, man, everybody can come back.
So I'll see what that looks like.
Gabe, I know your phone's blown up. We're going to let you go. Thank you so much for coming up here and taking a few minutes. And thanks for all you've done for Oregon. Like I say, by coming to Oregon, by getting drafted, you've really put this thing on the map. feels like an NBA draft party is a mecca for you because you're a big part of all this. And thank you for coming up and spending a few minutes with us.
I really appreciate it, man.
Appreciate all your congratulations on all your success. Excited to see your next teammate coming up here in a few more picks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kayvon. Thank you very much.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Kayvon Thibodeau. That might be the next Hall of Famer that Haloti Nana was talking about. That they're going to have the next Hall of Famer. That might be it. He's had quite a career. I don't know if the live stream caught that, but when his phone rang, there was a look of like, uh-oh. I mean, I'm not lying to you. He was like, dang, to grab it in there. I almost felt like we heard him, but then he looked and it wasn't like the agent. But that was, again, at some point, if we have that on video, we need to go back and look at that because that was a real live moment of him hearing. That was. You can tell he was like, "I hope my phone doesn't ring." Although, again, if you're Kayvon Thibodeau, then your phone probably could have ring quite a bit. People are always kind of hitting you up, especially if you're in Eugene for the week.
I think it's wrong that somebody would call him at this time.
Yeah.
You know, just send him a text if anything else. Yeah,
Frank too.
Exactly.
So interesting draft.
All right, catch me up on the draft.
It was a trade up at pick 6. Sounds like the Browns traded back to 9 with the Chiefs, who came up and I'm trying to see the name they took here again.
I think it was the safety or the cornerback from LSU.
Yeah, it was Mansour Delane.
Yep.
And it's possible that the Browns wanted a receiver.
The host with the most has joined us. This is the least talented guest we've had tonight.
Are we still in NATO? Are we still a part of the United States of America? Or you guys destroyed things while I'm gone?
Nope, we're doing it all. We've hit all the autographs you told us to get.
And you know what? This isn't even for me, by the way.
It's for the kids.
But we
for the kids.
Many more guests. We're going to start with like Brady Breeze is over there. He's like signed his name, his number, go Ducks, Rose Bowl.
His phone number is on there? Look at that.
It was all good. But
how you guys doing? You having fun?
Yeah. Christmas. It's like Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer.
I know.
We've had the Rose Bowl defensive MVP, and then we had a Hall of Famer, and then we had an All-Pro come up here. So it's
a blast.
This crazy.
This event for the O Club, we instead of doing signing day, this has been, and we totally revamped the format this year. Justin, you remember it last year from the distance. We decided to make it a lot more interactive for the fans, and it's already been a
And is this let's see who they're taking here. Who are we thinking they're taking? Blaise, who are the Commanders supposed to take?
You know, the past couple of picks have just thrown me off completely now.
Well, get back on
That's
your game.
the NFL draft for you, boys.
They're showing, by the way, as you can hear that in the background here, they're showing Kenyon Sadiq highlights with the thought that he'll be coming up pretty soon. Oh, there it is, Sonny Styles.
And I think that was the best pick.
Yeah.
That was the best pick available. I know Sonny Styles was projected to potentially go to the Titans earlier on.
Yeah.
Or if Arvell Reese was off the board. So
that's the second Ohio State defender. And we
it
still
is.
have
Second Ohio State
Downs.
linebacker nonetheless.
That's right. And we still have Downs to come, who obviously not a linebacker, but another Ohio State defender. So.
Yeah, we could see 3 guys go in the top 10 because I know the Giants
well,
wanted to
had
get
Tate on offense.
Yeah,
so we
exactly. 4 guys. Yeah, no, exactly.
3 defenses.
But I know the Giants wanted to draft Caleb Downs at 10, and they were really hoping that he would fall there. So
well, we're getting there. And it might be there.
I know.
You had said that Kayvon was talking about maybe getting Downs at 5. They might be fortunate enough to get him at 10.
Exactly. I mean, how lucky would they be to get 2 Ohio State guys, too, that already have great chemistry, probably, I'm assuming. I mean, considering their success they've had the past 2 years, making to the Big Ten championships and then winning a national championship the year before that. So
we have the Saints now here at pick 8. What are you thinking about the Saints?
I think the Saints might want to draft a lineman potentially. It could be
Maui Noah.
It could be him from Miami. It could be Spencer Fano. I think Maui Noah is the best guy, and I think they want to protect Tyler Shuck, former Oregon.
There you go.
Player right there, Tyler Shuck.
I would like to see him. Well, I thought maybe it would be Tate, but yeah, Tyson would make some sense here. and him and Shuck both massive injury history, so the two of them could sit there and pray to stay healthy together.
Yes.
I tell you one thing, Matt, when I stay home and watch the draft, it feels like the between picks time takes forever. When you're at this thing, holy cow, I'm like, gee, Christmas. Well, I mean, we're talking to Hall of Famers and All-American and All-Pros over here, so
cool.
it kind of kills the time a little bit. But it's funny, every time I look up, I'm missing a pick, whereas when you sit home and watch it, you're like, got another 10 minutes before we get to it. So the pick is in for...
That was a quick one. They decided pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed.
I think it
is
used to
8
be like
minutes.
15, and now it's 8.
This is the network.
There's a Joey Harrington Lions jersey over there. That would be a throwback from some past NFL drafts. Keep that one on there. So we're waiting now on, again, the Saints. I would love to see them take Tyson. I think that would be cool to get Tyler Shuck, a nice receiver. Shuck with still some ties here. He married a girl from Eugene and just had a baby, which makes sense because he's 37 years old.
Well, yeah, he's older than me. Does he still count as an Oregon quarterback?
Oh, I mean, I hear Oregon fans all the time say, once a duck, always a duck. Isn't that the thing? Once a duck, always a duck. And he left on good terms.
I think so. I think so.
He wasn't somebody who acted. I think Oregon fans were fine when he departed. And things went pretty well after that as well.
Yes, please. Yep, over here.
All right, we got Ed Dixon coming up here and a few of the Dixon kids.
All right.
Got a headset for you here. And if we need to get these folks some media training, you can throw the headset on them. We'll be happy to interview them as well. How are you, Ed?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Welcome back to Eugene.
Oh, it's great to be back.
It was almost 17 years ago, the draft came and called your name. You were third round.
Yeah.
Leading up to that draft, were those stressful days? Were they exciting days? What are your draft night memories?
A little bit of everything. Emotions going all around because unique situation. My first child was being born the same day. I got
drafted?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not the same day I was being drafted, but in process.
Okay.
He actually ended up coming my first game.
Oh, wow.
So same day. First game and first child was same day.
What was the game? Who did the Ravens play that day?
The Jets.
The Jets?
Yeah, and it was in the new stadium. We won like 9-10. It was low scoring game. But
Did you have a catch?
I didn't.
Okay.
I played a lot though.
Yeah.
A lot of 2 tight end sets, so they respected me coming as a rookie playing all that time. And I directly after the game, I couldn't think about nothing but getting to the birth of my son.
And you've gone on. Yeah, I bet that would be a little bit of a stressful day.
Yeah.
Went on and played 10 years in the NFL.
Absolutely.
But you're also one.
Kenyon took a hold of that, and he carved out a pretty good collegiate career for himself, and now get a chance to be professional.
Yeah. What are you doing these days? Yeah, I know. I can see you're busy with. Is there 4 of them then?
I had 6 of them.
6 kids?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
I got 2 older ones, and I got 4 younger boys. So I got 5 boys and 1 girl.
Where are you at? Where are you living?
I'm in Seattle.
You're in Seattle?
I'm in Seattle.
Oh, we got some football players coming up here, or more basketball, baseball? What do we think?
They do everything.
They do it all? Yeah.
They do everything. At the young age, I'm a firm believer. They're the foundation. Swimming, boxing. They play baseball. They do everything. Flag football right there. But I'll tell you one thing: the most athletic one right now, and is doing the best is my daughter.
Okay.
She played ECNL soccer for one of the top clubs in Washington, and she's going after it. So,
how old is she?
She's 13.
Okay. So heading into high school.
She's heading into high school. They're the number 1 team in this state, and she's passionate about it and doing her thing.
You can help her through the recruiting process. I mean, is this taking you back to 20 years ago when you were going through the recruiting process? Now that your daughter's going into high school?
I'm living in the moment. I'm living in the moment. I got these younger ones where it's kind of good too. My oldest son doesn't care about sports, but he's book smart, and he's probably going to own the team one day.
There you go. There you go.
So I'm very blessed to have healthy, happy, smart kids.
In terms of the transition for the NFL, for young tight ends, what's the thing that usually takes the longest? What's a Kenyon going to go through the next year or so before he really adjusts to the NFL?
I think the thing that took me the longest, because NFL is different than it was when I played 10 years ago, is the speed of the game. These are grown men out there. A lot of D linemen can run just as fast as some tight ends. So when you're trying to run away from or block somebody that's a moving freight train, I had to block guys like this, like Lamar Woodley, James Harrison, Terrell Suggs, those guys like that. Rody Nada, I had to block him. I'm like, oh my God. But that's something that you have to go through, and I think Ken is up for the challenge. He has all the intangibles, but just being able to find that guy in the NFL that he can match his game after and say, you know what, I want to mimic my game after, Antonio Gates.
Is that something you did?
Absolutely.
Who did you monitor your game off of?
I watched everybody from Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez. I came in with Todd Heap, and I got a chance to play with Greg Olsen. These are Hall of Fame guys that did it very well, and that's all I needed to do is shut my mouth and learn from them.
Yeah.
You looked to me like if a team still needed a guy out to give him 5 catches for 40 yards, you could still do it. I said the same thing about Haloti. I think I wouldn't mind watching the two of you go at it again here. I think we could have a situation where you and Haloti both look like you could be your playing days again, man.
We might think so mentally, but I enjoy spending every week an hour trying to be a better man, be a better father, better husband. And, my playing days are long gone.
Yep.
But I love coming down here, mentoring the tight ends, putting my voice on things. I might go and stop in the meeting rooms tomorrow and give them some of my knowledge that I soaked up over the course of 15 years of playing football.
It's cool to have a program that still wants the past to keep bringing back the folks from the past.
Absolutely.
Even when a new coach like Lanning comes in, hey, we want the guys who played for Bilotti and played for these other things to still kind of be here and be part of this.
You look at all the teams that finished the top 3, even Cristobal. He talked about how having that better leadership in the locker room helped his guys in that landing, has always been that way. Open door policy. Come teach the guys, get them up to speed. When you have a young room like the tight ends have here at the University of Oregon, you got to get them up to speed because they're going to rely on them to be on this field and be productive. The expectations are high. We want to win the first national championship, and they have the ability to do it.
Ed Dixon, ladies and gentlemen, he is one of the founding pillars of Tight End U, and I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, he can go out and give you 5 catches if we needed it. I know you're retired, but if some team comes out, I'd come with you. Thanks so much for coming back to Oregon, for being a part of it. Can we ask you to sign this, or having everybody sign it and be going for charity if you don't mind doing that?
Absolutely. Hopefully we see everybody out at the spring game tomorrow or
Saturday. And we're excited to see some Dixons playing for the Ducks here in where we look at the recruiting class of 2037, 2038, right around there.
Yeah, you might have a daughter in.
Maybe we get a soccer player first,
or unless you switch it up and play softball or something. I don't know. We definitely do. I'm rooting for my kids to be Ducks.
To be Ducks?
Yes.
And I was going to say, looking at these guys, there is definitely some potential. They're moving pretty quick. Thank you so much for coming up.
Always a pleasure.
And congratulations on everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ed Dixon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Another incredible representative of the University of Oregon. We put a headset on the kids, too, if we need to start some media training. Look at that. That's amazing. 6 kids Ed Dixon's got, and those dudes are running all around the place here. So, our helmet's going up.
Yeah. We got another update here on the draft.
Okay.
Do you want to take a little break here for a second?
Well, catch me up on what's happened. So did Tyler Shuck get his receiver?
He did. You were correct. Jordan Tyson. So they can talk about injuries just as you were talking about. But still a really talented guy overall. A guy that has a really big route package and, overall one of the more athletic receivers in this draft class. I mean, I think he's a lot more athletic than Carnell Tate and Mekhi Lemon as well. So.
And you're our resident Giant fan here. They are now on the clock. Got Arvell Reese with the first selection.
They take another defensive end.
Go out there and get Caleb
If they take
Downs.
another defensive end, I'm going to start worrying about Kayvon around here.
I'd be shocked if they did, to be honest. I mean, I know
Downs,
the
right?
Giants were set on Downs. Kyle Hamilton was a guy for the Ravens that John Harbaugh absolutely loved. And
Reuben Bain?
I think Caleb Downs. No,
I'm just kidding.
I know, but Reuben Bain, I don't think he should be drafted within the first 12 picks at least because of the off the field issues, but also and the arms. He's very short arms, and as a defensive end or an edge rusher, it's not a great thing to have short arms.
And they've put so much recent draft capital into the offense with Dart and Neighbors and Scatabo. So now it would make sense to have 2 top 10 picks. They both go on the defensive end, especially for a coach like John Harbaugh, who's a defensive guy.
And they invested a lot on the line too. So overall, their offense looks really good to me. But yeah, as you said, I think to draft two defensive guys in the first 10 picks is not a bad way to go.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We'll do this and we'll take a break after that because I think we're probably getting close to
oh, wow.
Kayvon. Oh, they took
Maui Noah.
Okay. Well, that's good too. Again, you got a young quarterback. You got a young quarterback with a lot of concussion
issues.
The
first tackle,
not
right?
a bad idea to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they already have Andrew Thomas on one side of the line, and then adding Maioa is another great side. So, I mean, the Giants are going to be set. I mean, Dart hopefully won't need to be doing as much scrambling and as much worrying about his concussion risk, as you said, Steve.
Out of the concussion tent.
Exactly.
All right, let's take a break.
All right, let's take a little break here.
Take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back, and hopefully by the time we get back, it'll be about Kenyon Sadiq time.
want to go to the bathroom whenever you start? Or just like, when we kind of go together?
Leading up to this night,
Thanks for coming up and joining us. We ready?
I think we're ready.
All right. We are back. Man, it has been a night of tight ends. We've not had Dante Rosario yet, but we have had all sorts of Ed Dixon came up here. And now we are joined by George Reichster, not a first-time guest on the Danny and Justin show.
No.
He is the minister, and he's been around here before.
Yes, man. It's exciting to get a chance to see this. And we haven't had a tight end picked yet, but we probably should have seen one picked already. But this Caleb Downs with the Dallas Cowboys, they just traded away, the number 12, 177, and 180 or something like that.
To move up one spot.
To move up one spot?
Yeah.
Woo.
It's a lot.
That's no Chicago Bears trading up for Trubisky.
Because at least this dude, you are guaranteed to get a good football player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't play. If he played a quote unquote high value position, he might have been the number one pick.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about this? The Giants are kind of rumored to get him. They don't get him. They get Maui Noah. Now he goes to the Cowboys. Interesting dynamic there.
Yeah, man. Because see, here's the thing. The good part about this is that it doesn't have to be an either-or situation. They both can be good. Now, so they both could end up with a Hall of Fame player, or one of them could not be, and the other one end up like if it's always, the fans who get frustrated when they see a pick happen that was after theirs,
right?
And theirs didn't work out. And they're like, we could have drafted a Hall of Famer. Come on, team.
Well, you hope you're drafted between two good players, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Where it's like that LeBron, Carmelo,
right.
D Wade draft.
Darko Milicic in the
yes. Yes. You could have picked anybody except for him, and everything would have been fine.
And sometimes they find some guys in the later rounds, like George Reichster.
Yes.
Everybody looks at day one, but we get some starters that are coming later. But I think I've heard you talk about before. Draft night was pretty stressful. You were kind of bummed out as you fell.
Yes, I was very bummed out. But the thing about it though is that as a player, you have to realize that this is out of your control. Yep. That you have put all the hay in the barn. And the good part is that you get a chance to start over and start fresh. Is that draft night is not it's not the end all be all, because if that were the case, there wouldn't be a lot of really great players, a lot of Hall of Fame players, a lot of champions, and so you still have to go out there and start over and go ball out. And this is just a moment of celebration, and you're supposed to be excited. You're supposed to love it, but then you got to go back and get to work.
Yeah, and some of these guys are going to bust out and be gone in a couple of years, and some of the guys we see later are going to be coming through them. What sticks out to you about Sadiq?
Oh man, it's his relentless finish, because he is a dog blocker. Yep.
People are worried about it.
Yeah, because they assume when a guy runs around and catches the ball that he doesn't want to block. Yeah. But when you turn on the tape, the player that I equate him to, it is George Kittle. He's a more athletic George Kittle. But George Kittle is one of the few premier of the pass catching tight ends that when you turn on his tape, You're like, oh my God, he's finishing people. He's putting them in the turf and not just getting blocks done. He's finishing blocks.
And people think, oh, Georgia's from Iowa. That's what they do there. And Oregon's all this flash. I think you get more comparisons to people on the outside to a Kyle Pitts or something. Oh, he's not going to block. He's just going to get down and catch.
No,
but that's not what you see at all.
Absolutely not. And it's funny because I was talking to my first tight end coach, who's the tight end coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he talked about Kenyon Sadiq and his physicality. It just stood out to him. And obviously the athleticism is there. He looks like he got created in a lab instead of being born. You know, like the rest of us mere mortals.
That's you talking.
He got chiseled out of granite, and the rest of us just got. You know, I got more than a lot of other people got, but then he got something different.
Do you see him as a guy that fit's going to be really important?
Yes, because I mean, fit is very important for tight ends in general. Because when I got drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars, I could block, but I was more of a receiving type tight end, kind of like Kenyon is. But I didn't finish as well as he did. But at the end of the day, I went to a place that we were throwing the ball 19 times a game. That's not a place to thrive.
You better be able to block.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so Caden Proctor.
That's a little earlier than people were thinking.
Listen, I gotta be honest. I'm not hyper excited about this pick.
Yeah,
Did I never take Malik Willis?
This has disaster or greatness written all over. There's no in between. There's no in between.
Was Fred Taylor the running back who was getting the carries that was keeping it to 19 passes a game?
Yes, Fred Taylor, and then Maurice Jones. Yes. And
Brunell, the quarterback, then, who you guys were throwing it with?
Brunell was only there for 1 year because I got drafted with Byron Leftwich.
Okay.
Did you play with Mercedes?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yes, exactly. He's been playing for a very long time. Yeah, I think he got drafted my 4th year.
Okay, wow.
And he's been playing for a very long time. But this Caden Proctor pick, he looks good. He looks good getting off the bus.
Yeah,
I know you like that.
You'd like to see a little bit. You'd like to see a little bit more on the field than
I
on
like
the bus.
it. Out of my big uglies, I need to see him. I need to see it on the field. Yeah, I want him good looking off good looking getting off the bus, but at the same time, I need to turn on this film and see dog activities all the time.
And his has been a little bit more some on, some off, it feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of that.
Yeah, I think that people are that they're banking on coaching here. That they're banking on that coaching is going to be able to make up for a lot of it because look, they're happy to see this sort of thing, the athleticism and all of that, but he ain't catching no passes in the NFL.
It's a combine warrior thing, right?
Yes.
You go to the combine and look great when you're in your skimps, but then all of a sudden you got to get out there and back it up on the field.
Yes.
You know, you talk about Mercedes Instrument, and I told Ed Dixon this, but I think you can still go give us like 4 catches for 60 yards and block a little bit if we needed you.
You know what? I wish somebody would sign me for a season. Yes, I would absolutely go steal.
You and Dixon, I said the
No,
same.
I would go steal somebody's money and start my insurance all over again, just like Phillip Rivers.
Get that pension going.
Yes, get an extra year on the pension. This is. I'll take a small surgery in exchange for that.
What's your agent doing?
Exactly.
He send out pictures of you. If somebody sees you,
that would put me year 8. My minimum would be like 1.2 million or something. This sounds like a great idea.
That agent on the phone.
Yes,
I know this media deal is taking off for you, but we can come back to that in another year.
But don't expect anything positive on the field.
But maybe if somebody gets hurt in like week 11.
No. I want to cheer them on. I want to be a mentor. I want to,
Udonis Haslem.
Yes, that's bingo. See, you get it. I get it. I want to be Udonis Haslem. That sounds like an amazing game.
I always say the best job was the backup quarterback, right? Just sitting there holding it. You can do it for 20 years.
You know who I talked to about that? It was
Kellen Clemens.
Yeah. when he was in San Diego,
looking like, man, he's got like 20 years of pension, and his body's in great shape.
Yes, and I remember asking Kellen. It was probably like year 10 or 11. I saw him, and I asked him. I was like, "Yo, do you want to go?" I was like, "Do you want to start again?" He was like, "No, no." And I think Philip was still there at the time, and he was saying, "No, I like this." He was like, "No, I don't want Philip to get hurt.
Yeah.
I'm going to be upset if Philip gets hurt. He's going to blow this gig."
So up next is the Rams. I'm going to guess that we're not going to get a tight end. We're not going to see Sadiq here because I don't think they're going to reunite him with Keith.
No. There's no. Are they drafting Ty Simpson? There's no way. There's no way they're drafting.
You gotta.
That would be. Oh no!
You can't tell Matthew Stafford in your last 2 years where you got a chance to get a Mekhi Lemon right now, some sort of receiver.
They
to
better
help
be.
him.
Yes, they better be drafting.
You got to help Matthew Stafford. You can't be picking his backup. Like at this point, I wouldn't think. But you're an LA guy. You would know better than me what the Rams are doing.
I think that the Rams are more likely to wait on another. Another Matthew Stafford type situation, older quarterback who's a veteran, still got a lot of football left, that is not happy where he's at, and it's like, give me to LA.
Yeah. Or McVay could find a guy in the third, fourth round that he thinks fits his system and don't have to put as much capital into it.
Yep.
There's the Hall of Famer. Haloti Ngata is sitting up there right now. And, he's talking with Kenyon up there. This is pretty cool to see all these old dudes.
Man,
not that you guys are old, but we're guys from the old generation. We are reuniting with the Dante Moores and the Mateos and the newer generation. The mature guys.
The mature guys. Man, I'm so happy for Haloti. I texted him when he got with the College Football Hall of Fame, because I remember when Haloti showed up. I remember
that was not the kind of body that people saw at Oregon when Haloti showed up.
No, because well, actually, it was the second time because the year before Igor Olshansky had showed up, and Igor was like, this is a high school player.
Doesn't he have the record for bench? I think,
yes,
or something like that.
He benched like
505 or something.
Yes, when he came in as a freshman, he benched the 315 like 10 times or something like that as a freshman. It was insane.
Wow.
And Haloti, I cannot explain to you how good he was as a freshman.
Yeah.
I think he blocked 4 kicks or 5 kicks as a freshman. And like his junior year when he left, they had to hold him out of some practice drills. Because not to keep him healthy, but because he was so disruptive that you couldn't run practice because he was too big of a problem.
You
they were like, no, you get out of no, you go. Put an inferior player. Put
anybody else.
Yes, put somebody who's like somebody we're going to play against. That's comparable.
That's fair.
Because that's not it.
That doesn't sound like Aliotti to me. I think Aliotti must be the offensive guy saying it better. Because I think Aliotti would have wanted him out there.
Correct.
Nick was always going to want to beat him up.
And Bellotti. Hey, no. Haloti, take 2 periods off, and then we'll finish inside run. And then when it's a defensive period, then you get a chance to destroy everybody. Because you couldn't even – because when he was going against the scout team especially, right? I mean, if he were going to ones against ones, it would be fine. But your starters usually go against the scout team players during game weeks. So imagine a true freshman trying to block a top 10 pick.
And what are you going to do? Ask a guy like Haloti to like not try? I mean, it's just
no,
not
you can't.
fair.
Yeah. So you have to take him out of, or you would have to run the play again, but take Haloti out because you can't give anybody else a look.
Right.
And when he came here, though, you remember, Oregon didn't get 5 stars back then.
No.
Oregon was getting 3 stars, 4 stars. Now if they get 2 or 3 in a class, it's not a surprise. But when Haloti came, it was like, wait a minute.
Yes.
A 5-star from Utah, the #1 defensive lineman in the country's coming here?
Yes.
That kind of changed some of Oregon recruiting.
It definitely did. It definitely did. I mean, and you got to remember, a lot of it is recruiting. A lot of it is momentum. It is momentum with the with how people think about you, with excitement. So let's see who the Rams get.
Oh my God!
Oh my
They
God.
did it!
Oh
they
my
did it!
goodness.
They did it! Ty Simpson goes to the Rams at 13.
Wow.
Here's the story round one.
Wow.
Is Stafford going to pull up Brett Favre when
No.
Aaron Rodgers got picked, or Aaron Rodgers when Jordan Love got picked, and be like all pissed off that they
No.
didn't get him a weapon?
No.
You think they probably had to get his blessing to do this? Right?
No, they didn't get his blessing.
No.
They probably informed him that this was going to happen, and they were probably like, here is our plan. He's going to sit, so don't.
Yeah.
He's going. I mean, Matthew Stafford's so good that you're not like. There's no way he can beat Matthew Stafford out.
No.
But Matthew Stafford has not been healthy, so you would probably have to assume that one, maybe two more seasons, and that's the end of the road.
How much fun of a guy like Stafford be like? So those last 2 years sure would be nice to have a top wide receiver, a new running back here, rather than a guy who's standing behind him.
Unless he gets traded, which is a possibility.
Yeah.
Now, could this be like the same thing with Jordan Love, where for years they go, well, they could have drafted T. Higgins. That could have been the guy, and you could have won a Super Bowl. But
Rams called Matthew Stafford today to inform him that they plan to select Ty Simpson.
wow.
That's Schefter's report. So.
Yeah. So he's not getting traded.
so informed, but not asked.
Yes. No, they
That's
don't ask you anything. They inform you.
Do you ever get a tight end picked when you were in a team and you thought, man, I think they're trying to replace me?
Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah, that's right.
But then I was able to keep him on the bench for 2 more years. But here's the thing. So he couldn't get on the field. And then one offseason, had a very good year. And then Jack Del Rio says to me, hey, Mercedes is going to be the starter for next year. I was like, I don't understand what that means. Like, why would we not compete for the job? He wins. He was like, listen, we drafted him. He's been on the bench for 2 years. We took him with a first-round pick. He's got to play. And then they proceeded so then we proceeded not to make the playoffs. And it's like, because you do things like that.
Yep.
It
Sounds very
doesn't
Jaguars.
Yes, it doesn't matter whether you take somebody with the first round, with the number 1 pick, with the number 2 pick, 3 pick, what you traded for them. If they aren't the best people to be on the field, guess where they should not be? On the field.
Because the team knows it too, right?
Correct.
The quarterback, Byron Leftwich, is going, wait a minute, why are you giving me this guy when this guy's better?
Exactly.
I wanted the guy who's going to access what I'm doing, not the guy who you're paying more money or
Correct.
your job's on the line for him to be good.
Yeah, and you look at what Dan Lanning has done here at Oregon. Who was the backup quarterback last year? Brock Thomas, a walk-on. Who was the starting middle linebacker?
Bryce Petrie.
A former walk-on.
Yeah.
And so, because you have a lot of schools that will just continuously play people that have the money or that they paid to, they recruited highly. And Dan here has proven
Who's the highest paid running back on this
Right,
roster
Mekhi
last year?
Hughes.
exactly.
The guy Hughes.
Yes, exactly.
Who looked better in fall camp. Jordan Davis and De'Aaron Hill, and suddenly Mekhi Hughes was gone. It didn't matter who
he didn't even
make him.
Yeah, what did he get, like 4 carries
Got
all year?
transferred out before the 4 games were up. But you're right, because the team knows, hey, I can't play this guy because we're paying him more. So that
Doesn't
interesting
matter.
to hear. Yeah. George Reister, the minister, man, thank you so much for coming up
Yes,
here.
thank you for having
We
me.
appreciate it, man. It's awesome to have you.
All right.
We
Yep.
appreciate the support
All
of
right,
the
thank
show
you.
all the time and coming on.
sure.
And we'll chat with you soon.
All right, appreciate
Have a
it.
great night.
All right, thanks.
Look out for Ed Dixon's kids, man. They're going crazy.
I
over
know,
here.
right? Yep.
You remember those days? That's right. You got some younger ones too. Thanks, George.
All right, have a good one, George.
George Reister, ladies and gentlemen. The tight end again. Feels like we've had a run of pretty good tight ends up here. And
Yeah, speaking of tight ends, are you ready to say?
I was just going to say, man, I see these dudes and I'm like, you always hear like, oh, somebody retires, they're going to get out of shape a little bit. I don't know, man.
Nah.
I see Haloti Nada,
Right.
Ed Dixon, all these guys look like they are in pretty close to playing shape.
Everybody looks good.
Do we think this is Kenyon Sadiq
I was
for
going
the
to say,
Ravens?
could this be a low-key spot? They have an older tight end in Mark Andrews.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
lose Isaiah Likely as the backup. He goes with John
You
Harbaugh
want
to
to
New
give
York.
Lamar Jackson some more help?
I don't know. I mean, Lamar Jackson's a guy that hasn't gotten a lot of help in his days, I would say.
The bad news is they just re-signed Mark Andrews, so it's not like his contract.
He's 50.
But that's got to be
almost,
that's got to be 1 year guaranteed, and if you're good enough after that.
If you're the Ravens, right? I mean, two tight ends. I mean, that's what they've done. Right?
Yeah.
And you're going to transition at
Well,
some
they
point.
lost Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
They lost.
Yeah, they lost
to the
likely,
Giants.
but it is a different
Giants.
coach. It's a different coaching system now. You know, it's not the same old Harbaugh.
I'm
but
saying
we'll see
Sadiq.
here.
I'm saying
I would
Sadiq.
love to see it.
Let's
I
see
would
it.
love to see it.
We have to get George back on.
Yeah, and Dixon.
The Baltimore Ravens select O-line Vinga.
Okay, they went with.
Did George sign that, by the way? He was here for a
I think
while.
so.
Okay. I don't know the signature was.
I don't know the signatures either.
So I mean, they want to protect Lamar Jackson. I don't blame them.
Can't blame him. Cannot blame him. So Buccaneers pick is in already.
Definitely
This
could
could
see
be
it
a
with the
spot
Buccaneers.
with
Yeah,
with Kenyon Sadiq.
This
for sure.
could be for.
because they only
for,
have Kate
him.
Otten, and
Now,
he's
just-
not nearly as good.
Just looking at the future picks here, of course, the trade could happen, but you got the Buccaneers. I think that's a spot. The Jets, I don't see why not. I mean, if you're looking for just talent, maybe you look at Kenyon Sadiq. Then you got the Lions. I don't really see that as a spot
Yeah,
necessarily. And then the Vikings,
Potentially,
maybe.
but not really. They still
It
have
doesn't seem like the
Hawkinson.
biggest need. I think they would be more in on Thieneman than they would be on Kenyon Sadiq. Then the Panthers. I think that's a spot that he could for sure go.
Yeah, the Panthers are kind of weaker in the tight end range. They just have Jatavion Sanders right now there, and he's not really producing what they wanted to do originally. So I definitely could see the Buccaneers. I mean, they only have Kate Otten going there right now, and the Buccaneers. I mean,
think this is the spot.
yeah, I definitely know. I think like Todd Bowles loves to run through his tight ends, so it'd be interesting to see. But I definitely think
Plus they
Sadiq
have
would be a
no
smart
Mike
pick.
Evans. Mike Evans
No
goes
Mike Evans,
to
exactly.
the 49ers. Chris Godwin's been banged up the last few years.
Exactly.
They have
Emeka
Emeka
Ibuka, who's good, but
who's very good, but not a tight end.
But yeah, I mean, even though Sadiq is slightly undersized, but he's still a great jump ball specialist. And if there's one thing Baker loved to throw to was a jump ball guy. And
Kenyon Sadiq can
and
do
as you
that.
said, Mike Evans is
Yeah,
gone.
that
So
makes all the sense in the world here.
Yeah, I think I'm calling my shot here. I think that he will be taken here by the Buccaneers.
Well, I would too, except I just called my shot.
You
So I
did.
don't think I can call two
You can't do
shots.
it. You can't do it twice. Babe Ruth only called it once.
Boy, that was awesome to have Reitster. Man, that guy might have a future in media or something with George Reitster, it seems like, huh?
Yeah,
He'd be pretty good on radio, huh?
Pretty good. Or on
Goodness gracious.
CW.
That dude knows what he's doing, and I think he would have. I think he would have stayed all night.
I think he would have.
He was like, I think he was enjoying kind of being the draft analyst. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
most of these guys, he's like, I don't like that dude, and this guy I can't believe, and I want somebody who looks better than that to be in here. So that was awesome to have George, and we're lucky to have him as a regular guest on the Danny and Justin show.
No, he's a great guest. Always love having him on. He's got that unique perspective of, he's a media guy, but he's also played. He obviously has the connection to the University of Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
I like him because he doesn't like the SEC. Like I don't like the SEC. Maybe not as much, but no, George is a great guy.
Man, we're almost at the halfway point. Is 6. I said there's 30 or 32. 32, right?
32.
Okay, so we're 2 picks away from halfway. We might be out of here before midnight, boys.
I think so. It looks like we're looking around 8 something
I'm still saying that Thieneman goes 19, by the way.
to the Panthers.
To the Panthers.
So you think that Sadiq goes ahead?
I'm with
of
you.
him?
I think Sadiq goes next. The
Yeah.
Buccaneers just makes way too much
It just
sense.
makes so much sense.
But is there anybody who's I haven't been able to pick? Is there anybody who's fallen who it's like, wait a minute?
Maybe Reuben Bain. if you
Reuben Bain
consider
is
that.
a big one. Yeah, I mean, I would say Reuben Bain. There was a lot of things off the field that were talked
Yeah.
about with him.
Yeah.
I
Recently
think
they
that's
came
what
up,
dropped
too.
his stock ultimately, and Mekhi Lemon as well. I mean, Mekhi Lemon was projected to be around this range specifically.
People thought Rams.
Lemon. I mean, this has gone pretty much according to what was expected there. So, yeah, there's nobody.
Couple
We're not
surprises,
seeing
but-
like the Aaron Rodgers, he's dropping and falling and he's standing in the green room waiting around type thing. It
Men-
feels like most everybody that we thought would go by now would
seem
go.
like one of the guys
Proctor
that was
rose
like,
up.
yeah, was a riser.
And Mansour Delane actually rose big time. With the Chiefs trading up with the Browns
Yeah.
to get him at 6. I mean, Mansour Delane was projected to be in the double digits,
Yeah.
or at least the early double digit
Well,
pick.
I'm
So
pretty sure the difference between 6 and like 12. I mean, monetarily, that's
Oh my
that's
gosh.
quite a bit.
yeah,
He definitely had himself a good day.
I mean, you might have
His
to throw in a
agent's
couple third or fourth round picks right there for that.
Yeah.
So
And the Cowboys, they traded a couple of later round picks, plus obviously moved from 12
they
to
traded
11.
2 fifth round picks.
Two
I'm pretty
fifths?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they saw Caleb Downs dropped right there.
Yeah,
and
they
why
must have
not
thought
take
Miami
him?
was going to take him.
Intern Dom, I'm sure, is very pleased. He was
Yeah.
saying
Oh, yeah,
earlier
he
how
wanted Downs.
how
That's
he
right.
wanted
It's a great pick. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that the Giants didn't take him there, but I mean, why not? If you want to protect your quarterback, then you got to go protect your
If you believe
quarterback.
that Maui Noah is the best tackle and is going to be the guy for you, I think you have to take it. It's better than a safety. I mean, it is. They did trade. The Cowboys traded away pick 12 and 2 fifth-round selections, basically right next to each other, 177 and 180 to the Dolphins, and they allowed.
That's fine if you're, fifths. You trade 2 fifths. If that was the guy you really wanted,
and it makes you
worth
think
it.
the Dolphins probably didn't want Caleb Downs necessarily either because they were just
may
willing
have
to
had
give it up.
Proctor
And they're like,
anyway.
hey,
They
He's got
knew
some
that
free
Proctor
fifth
was
round
gonna
yeah,
be-
exactly. If we don't want him, we could just trade down one pick.
So yeah, that's the thing. Why? Why? If you're are they basically?
That's why I'm mad at the
are
Giants,
They threatening
yeah.
the Cowboys, saying, we'll pick him. Like we're gonna pick Caleb Downs unless you get those 5th round picks to us."
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the way they do it. I mean, it's negotiation tactics for them.
All right, with I think a lot of anticipation here for this pick. People kind of know that it's the range for the guys that are the home team for Oregon.
All right, is the pick in? The pick is in. All right, we got 2 Ducks on Mills' best 5 available right now.
Yeah.
And I think Monroe Freeling is also a possibility to protect Baker, but I think Sadiq is, the best guy out of the top 5 with Lemon, Freeling, Sadiq, Bain, and Thieneman.
Okay.
Bain is also a possibility, though. I mean, Bain has fallen.
Does Bain feel like one of those guys where if you're a GM that really likes him, you might just be counting your lucky stars based on his motor, the things he was doing, obviously his production. The arms are one thing, but if you can get past the arms, I guess, then maybe you'd be really in on that as a pick.
I know for a fact, I feel like there are some GMs that are kind of thinking to themselves, how has he dropped this far? Like if we can trade to go get that pick, we need to go get it right now because he's gonna be swooped up soon. I doubt him going out of the
Here
next
it is.
18.
Justin's call is Kenyon Sadiq. This place is going to go crazy.
2026 NFL Draft. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Ruben.
No, they went with Ruben
and
Bain.
there it is, Ruben Bain right there.
Wow. We talked about it.
Yeah.
So they were a team that wanted to go defense.
It was a guy that looked like he should have been picked earlier, and he fell to them, and the Buccaneers went and got their guy that they didn't think they probably would have been able to get without trading for it.
Yep. So now we go to the Jets. Could that be a home for Kenyon Sadiq?
Well, the Jets need everything, right?
Yeah.
So if you are the Jets and you think that Kenyon Sadiq or Dylan Thieneman are the best player available, I don't see why you wouldn't take him.
Yep.
Is that a guy that you feel like can be a receiver? I think that's a big part of this.
Yep.
Can he be a guy that's getting at least 700, 800 yards? Deep ball threat, potentially. Red zone threat, I think definitely. So if you're worried about the blocking, don't take him. But if you view him as a guy that is a hybrid receiver, tight end, he's a guy that wants to actually try. So I don't hate him to the Jets.
If the Jets, when they come up, if we're doing that camera thing when we think he might go, it might be a good time to do that. Also, though, if you're the Jets and they go with the theory that I said, that they're waiting on their quarterback for next year, get a really good receiver so when that rookie quarterback comes in next year, he's got a second-year tight end to throw to. That
You don't believe in Geno Smith?
I don't think Geno Smith's their long-term plan.
I think
they're
Mekhi Lemon
picking
would
next
be
year.
a good pick. I agree with you. I think the fact that they already drafted Mason Taylor last year in the 2nd round from LSU, it doesn't make much sense for them to take Sadiq here, but Sadiq is definitely, in my opinion, the best player on the board right now to be taken.
Now, they did take a tight end in the 2nd round last year, Mason Taylor.
Yeah, I think if you have a chance to get Kenyon Sadiq, you tell Mason Taylor that.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to stick around, but you're probably not going to be the starter. Or you go with, you go with 2 tight ends there. But seems like there's some momentum building that potentially this could be the Kenyon Sadiq spot at number 16 to the Jets. And again, I think a guy we talked about, Kayvon Thibodeau, a guy who is ready to embrace New York. I think even though Sadiq's a kid from Boise, not a big town, I think he'd be more than happy in the spotlight over there as well.
I really like Sadiq just as a person. Having been able to be in some media scrums with him, he just seems like a really down-to-earth, kind of humble guy, not super big personality. He told us he like video games, likes playing his his Fortnite and things like that. So seems like kind of a low-key guy. That might be something that in New York, sometimes people can't handle that. But he does seem like somebody that can be a little bit out of his shell. Like I kind of believe in him as a guy that could succeed in New York.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to find out here pretty quick. I kind of wish the draft, it used to always be the draft was in New York, and so you would have like the Jets and the Giants fans would go crazy.
You can hear whether they're going to boo or not.
Yeah, I think they would cheer that one.
I think
Jets fans would be thrilled to get him on this one here.
I mean, he's such a talent at the end of the day. I mean, he's a freakishly athletic human being, and he's also one of the more athletic tight ends. He was the most athletic tight end in this past combine, and he's one of the more he passes the eye test. You watch him play, and you're just like, who is this guy? Any team would be grateful or benefit from having him.
It was interesting to hear George Reister compared to George Kittle. That's not a comparison I've heard before, but that was interesting.
Yeah.
A guy who knows that position a heck of a lot better than me, and the scouts who were out there saying, hey, this is what it's going to be. I thought it was really interesting to hear a comparison from a guy who's watched those, and I can kind of see it now that he says it.
Well, and George Kittle blocks. That's a big part of what he's talking about.
Well, he was saying, hey, people who don't think he blocks, watch the tape. He
I
blocks.
know. I totally agree.
George Kittle can get out and get over the middle. I mean, George Kittle's a guy who can get down the field a little bit too. So, he's not just a plotter.
Well, especially a guy when he's healthy is also such a freak athlete as well with great hands, which
and that's been a Sadiq thing too.
Yeah,
Sadiq's
exactly.
had some health issues, so that has been a portion of things. But I think the health seems pretty good. Was pretty good this year, and even played through some of the issues that he had.
Yeah, he got banged up a little bit at Rutgers. I think that lasted a little bit. But no, I mean, for the most part, I think he's proven everything he's needed to prove. I honestly wish that Oregon got him the ball more.
Yep.
All right, pick is in.
All right, the pick is in. We'll see if this place is going to have something to go crazy about here. Here comes Roger Goodell. We'll see if this is Kenyon Sadiq to the Jets.
With the 16th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Kenyon Sadiq.
There it is.
All right.
There he is. And there's Dane Lanning.
Now where's Dante? Let me see his
Right
reaction.
there. He was just taking a picture.
There we go.
Dante
teammate.
might have had a heads up.
Good
He was
teammate
taking
alert.
a video of it.
We have the present starting Oregon quarterback and the future starting Oregon
Could be on
quarterback
the-
with both
Hey,
Moore and
maybe
Viola
they
over
make
here.
that pick because you were talking about that Dante didn't want to go to the Jets.
Yeah, maybe he wants to go to the Jets.
Now they
I
can
know.
have Tyson to come to the Jets.
Dante might be
you go.
thinking, what
Think
am I
about
doing?
that.
I could have been with them.
Yeah, think about that. That could be a move ahead of you. The chestnut
Exactly,
checkers,
they're
right?
playing chess
your
over
head.
here.
What were we saying earlier? What was the baseline pick for the tight end?
16. I think he
ties
ties
it.
I think he tied Russ Francis for the highest
1975.
drafted tight end in Oregon history. So, yeah, that's awesome to see Kenyon Sadiq to the Jets. And, we'll see who's throwing the ball next year.
It looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of jumbo packages because I know they also want to utilize Mason Taylor. So utilizing both Mason Taylor and Kenyon Sadiq is going to be interesting to see. But, both two terrific tight ends.
Yeah. And if Geno Smith's your quarterback, you might as well drop off less chance to have interception type things as possible.
Yeah, I think kind of a safe option, tight end.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great spot for him.
It's certainly not the Browns.
Definitely.
Do we have any Jets fans in the room now?
All right. Now
It sounds like we have a lot of Jets fans now. No one was Jets fans in here before, but until now, might have made about
Any
100
any
new
Oregon
Jets fans.
alum on the Jets that we can think
I
about?
was thinking actually past tight ends. Blake Spence was a former Oregon tight end on the Jets. I can't think of any current players.
All right, boys, Kenyon's making his way over to the lone Jets fan in the room.
But it's cool to see. If you look right over here, there's Ed Dixon, Farrell Brown, and George Wright. The three tight ends are all meeting.
And Rosario.
And Rosario all meeting over there to chat about
Tight end university.
Tight end U and the latest guy to go to the pros.
And
those
it's
are the guys
sticking
who-
out like a
Those are the guys who paved
beast.
the road. Yes, yes.
It's Haloti Nada.
Who probably could have played a little tight end if you needed to line him up there for a spot or two.
You ever seen those clips of Mateo playing tight end.
Yeah,
He could really do it, actually.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Well, they run Vita Vea at fullback sometimes,
Oh,
so
God.
you could always put a big guy down there.
I wonder if Sadiq will play a little bit of H-back occasionally, get in the backfield maybe as a blocker.
Switch him out at wide receiver a
Yeah,
little
he'll
bit
definitely
too.
play outside sometimes.
Yeah.
He's too athletic to not.
Don't they
to
have
not
like
put him
Garrett
there.
Wilson on the outside?
And then
right?
Garrett
So you
Wilson.
can
And
put him a
then
little bit
nobody else.
I know they've been shopping Garrett Wilson though as well. I think they're interested in potentially trading him based off the
Okay.
value that they could get. But I mean, that'd be a great guy to learn under because he's such a talented receiver.
There's
such a skilled
Raiola
one.
as well.
Yeah.
See here?
Yeah, he's on the left over there.
Oh. I did not. I have the first time I've seen him.
Next
in
to
person.
Finney.
I forgot. I don't know what Finney. I've been out of this thing for a while. I forgot what the new guys look like. Takes me 2 or 3 years to recognize who they are.
And it's fair to
But
say
yeah, I don't
Finney
think,
does
like
not
I
look
say,
soft.
when the Jets pick was coming up, Dante and his teammates all had their video up there. It's pretty clear that somebody had tipped them off that, hey, Kayvon's got her. Kayvon. I'm just going to call him Kayvon for the rest of my life. That Sadiq had gotten the call and let some of his friends know.
Who wants to go to Carolina?
There also, I'm going to point out to you if you've seen this. Up there is my friend Roger Devers. He is painting a portrait right now.
I saw that.
Roger Devers is one of the great human beings in this world. He's a financial advisor in town who is also a mental health
That's very
advocate.
cool. That's very cool.
And I'm sure he's doing this for charity, but he's an incredible artist. He can show up.
That did not look like that an
He
hour
comes
ago.
to things like this, and he
Can we get that on the video?
and he tells him like, "Hey, in 3 hours, I can get this thing done." And that looks like a Kenyan Sadiq photo up there.
Not
And
so
Roger's
much, but
incredible.
as you can see, there's a guy painting a portrait
Roger's incredible.
closer to the green jersey,
Yes.
and he's doing a terrific
And that
job
was
right
all
now.
black and white when I saw it. And
Yep.
all those colors have been added in the last hour.
Yeah. No, he is, and it's not like a quick. He does it well, and then they'll auction that thing off at the end, I'm sure. So, pretty cool to see that. It's all around. I hate to give Danny Havel credit for anything, but this whole event is actually really well done, and a lot of stuff going to charity, including the helmet that has been signed by all the guests. So, according to my chart, we've had everybody except for Rosario that are going to be coming up. So I don't know if others are coming up or not, but we are halfway through the draft. And next up is the Lions, and all I've heard about the Lions is it's no doubt going to be a tackle. I don't know which one, but there's like 9 tackles in the draft this year, and they are all in on getting one of those guys.
Well, Dan Campbell loves his linemen. He wants to pair somebody up with Penei Sewell.
Wants to
So
get somebody opposite
They don't
side
want to
of
get the Amon-Ra St. Brown clone in Mekhi Lemon.
I don't think so.
no. I don't think they want that.
So we're expecting Freeland here then.
We're expecting a
yes,
lineman.
yes, Freeland.
Freeland looks like he's probably the top guy. Caleb Lemieux, another guy that's available.
I think Freeland is their guy.
Yeah, I think Freeland.
You go with the best
Iheanacho is a
available
guy that I think has been slipped into the first round as well.
Yeah.
But it seems like
I'm still in on Thieneman goes 19 to Carolina.
I like it. I think as a Packers fan, I hope that you're right and he doesn't go to Minnesota.
All right, here comes the Lions.
The NFL is proud to be
It's going to be a
tackle. Taking action to support Make-A-Wish during World Wish Month. Tonight, you will have the opportunity to help.
Is that Finney right there?
That is Finney.
Okay. Tall dude.
I'm joined
6'2".
He does not look like a sophomore.
Don't ask me how I know that.
Yeah.
It's not just by looking at him.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see Raiola. Raiola's pretty good sized dude, too.
Yeah. Looks like he's comfortable.
Yeah, seems like hanging around here with his teammates. All right, we'll see who the Lions take here.
With the 17th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Blake Miller, tackle, Clemson.
Oh, not Freeland,
Nobody
but
we even
still a
mentioned.
tackle.
I told you it was a tackle.
So Blake Miller, let's see where he is on the ESPN board here. Not on the first page. I think that
They go way off the board.
Wow.
I think this is a
stretch.
They went a little rogue here, from what I could tell.
I think this is Dan Campbell
I
feeling
see him
his
in the
guy.
first round here. I
Okay,
see
but
him.
it's still
I
feeling
think-
his guy. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
he wants his guy. I'm sure they had great meetings that he made him go after him specifically.
6 3/4.
Remember Clemson was like preseason top 5 because they had like 8 first-round picks that were all projected? didn't really turn out to
Don't
be
even
that
get
well
me
on the field.
started. Don't even get me started. And then what was it? LSU beat them, and then LSU was a top-ranked team because they beat Clemson, and then it turns out Clemson wasn't anything.
Yeah, I mean, they just did not have a good season at all, and I don't know if that's Dabo Swinney's fault. I don't know if that's just recruitment in general. But
I think Dabo is. I don't know if he's meant for this era. That's kind of what I think.
I think he's a terrific coach, but I think I can agree with you on that. I think this era is kind of phasing him out a little bit as a coach, and maybe you'll see him as an assistant coach or an OC or a DC for a potential NFL team, but I don't know how much longer we see college coaching in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a guy that I'm not sure if the NIL stuff, the transfer portal, I don't know if he's adapted to that, and it'll be interesting to see what Clemson does. The Vikings here, I've been saying, seen him, and I think it makes sense.
And so is everyone else because they love that idea of making the Harrison Smith comparisons.
Yeah, it's a good defensive team. They've always been a good defensive team, but we'll see what they do right here.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Caleb Banks.
Caleb Banks, so they go with the defensive tackle, Caleb Banks, and he's a guy, if I'm not mistaken, is an incredible athlete.
He's an incredible athlete for a huge dude too. He's a 300+ pound. He's maybe a 320+ pound guy, and he can move too. He's a mover.
So looking at his raw athletic score here, based on his combine, he is an elite size grade at 6'6". That's 99th percentile. 325, 327, as you were saying.
Okay, yeah.
And then he also had a 32-inch vertical at that size, which is incredible. And then in the 40, he ran just over 5, which is about average. Speed grade about average, but at that size, I mean, that's certainly impressive.
No, he's a mover. He's a mover for how big he is.
It seems like a Vikings pick.
Yeah, it does seem like a Vikings pick, and I think they definitely needed help out on their D-line. After losing Daniil Hunter a couple of years ago to the Texans, they just need guys in the interior and also on the outside. So they got their interior guy. I mean, I expect in the later rounds that they'll probably try to get an edge rusher somewhere in there as well.
So the Vikings go defensive line. Seems like this is feels like this is a high ceiling, maybe not the highest floor, but not the lowest either. I've seen some concerns about Caleb with his motor.
Yeah.
But I physically that's a first round pick, right?
Overall, I think it's a safer pick. Just knowing how talented the guy is. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what the Panthers, like we were talking about, potentially seeing Thieneman. Because if he doesn't go to Carolina, I'd be shocked for him to go to the Dallas again at the 20th pick with them drafting Caleb Downs. Now, with the 11th pick.
Who was the safety that they had recently?
They had Trayvon Diggs, and then they had Quandre Diggs as well.
I'm thinking of this guy, 6'3", bigger, more physical safety. I think he won Rookie of the Year.
God, I'm being put on the spot here, Justin.
I know. Sorry, I'm gonna look it up.
I know, Justin. You know me. Normally, I can answer these questions. It's making me look bad, Justin.
Who put their name in for Kate Proctor? You did?
I feel like they've got some safeties. Is the thing.
Exactly, and for the Cowboys,
Panthers.
No, the Panthers. Sorry, I know exactly who you're talking about, and I'm also blanking right now as well.
I don't know if he's on the team anymore.
I'm pretty sure he might have been a DB though, but overall, I think the Cowboys definitely.
So they got Trevin Merrick, former Raider, correct?
Yes.
And then they got Nick Scott, who is out of Penn State, 30-year-old. So it could be a spot. I mean, especially they got Devin Lloyd at linebacker. I like him, but just thinking about how Thieneman's a guy that you can put in the box. You might want to have him in that sort of nickel kind of spot as well. So I certainly think it could be a fit. I don't know for Thieneman himself is like this is the place I'd want to go, but there certainly would be an opportunity for the field right away.
Yeah, I mean the Panthers have invested a lot of money into their defense with Jalen Phillips, the new signing here, and I mean their offense looks really good. So I mean adding Thieneman would probably be a good idea for him. But as you said, I don't know if Thieneman would necessarily love to go to the Panthers, but. I mean, at the end of the day, the earlier he gets drafted, the better it is for him, right?
You're Dylan Thieneman. You want to go where
you want to go as early as possible.
Defense, so, I think you want to go there. I think this is the pick. We are into a commercial, however. Sorry, I'm eating on you now. I'll avoid that.
You getting your cheese and crackers in?
And now we have DeCorian Moore. He's hiding behind some other players, but he's here as well with De'Aaron Hill and a bunch of other star guys that were star freshmen, this past year.
Cool to see those guys show up here and
be part of it.
With, obviously they all knew Sadiq and played with them in Tiananmen, but cool to see the guys going back to the Hodinata days and the current ones all in between. Oregon does a pretty good job of embracing all generations of football.
Yeah, I mean, that just speaks to the culture. Speak to the culture of what Dane Lanning's built. I mean, it starts with Dane Lanning, right? I mean, he's the guy that, he welcomes in, the former players right away. He reaches out to guys like Joey Harrington, really makes them sure that they want to be a part of things. So I think that, Dane Lanning's not here. He's obviously with Kenyon Sadiq. Yes. But I think that the fingerprints of Dane Lanning are kind of everywhere around here.
Yeah. Well, and all those guys talk, Brady Breeze talked about how when he was playing for Taggart that some of the old guys felt like maybe they weren't as welcome, but I don't think that's the case anymore. All right, here we go. Pick us in. I'm saying this is Tiananmen.
So far, we're 0 for 2 for calling. Maybe 1 for 3.
Yeah, give me the Jeremiah Love call here.
They're going to go Casey Concepcion or something. Just watch.
They love their receivers in the first round that don't do anything.
So they go with the tackle.
Oh, there's the tackle you thought was going to go in the last one.
Yeah.
Now, it makes you wonder if Bryce Young can see over him.
That's very true.
Do we know how tall Monroe Freeling is?
We're going to guess that with the Cowboys up next, since they took Caleb Downs, they're probably not taking Dylan Taylor.
Probably not.
Correct?
Probably not.
So what Pittsburgh at 21, that could be one.
What about the Eagles?
Yeah.
I think that could be a good spot.
And the Cowboys just traded their pick.
To the Eagles.
Oh, my gosh. How can you do that?
Now that's an interesting one.
That doesn't seem very rivalry-like at all.
I don't know. I think that Dylan Thieneman.
You think this is Thieneman?
I think it could be. I think the Eagles are that team that they always seem to take the guy that's falling, that's a good player.
They do have Cooper DeJean and Reed
I'm thinking
Blankenship,
Cooper
though.
DeJean is the guy who you're saying you don't want too many white guys?
No, I'm saying I don't want too many safeties here. Both of those guys, yes, they happen to be white, but both of them are safeties.
DeJean played corner.
He plays corner and safety, but they have Reed Blankenship as well. You only want so many safeties, but you are right. They do love drafting the best guy available.
They do. They always seem to get the guy that's the best available.
And Thieneman definitely seems like that
right now. The way
I
I heard it described with the Eagles is that they have the board that's closest to consensus. That generally people think the thing are the best. The Eagles drafts, now, they're always highly regarded. They don't always pan out. There's sometimes where they have drafts that look good, and then you kind of go back and go, I don't know if that ended up being the best draft. But year in and year out, after the draft, they're always going to be a team that gets a high grade. So I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Thieneman went here just because he is one of the best players available. It wouldn't be a stretch.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that kind of makes you mad. Like, how did the Eagles get away with this? How did they draft this guy? And every single year.
They do not take Thieneman. They take Mekhi Lemon. Now that's interesting. A.J. Brown, who has been rumored to traded to the Patriots after, I believe it's June 1st.
And I think Mekhi Lemon is technically speaking, is the best guy off the board. He was the guy that fell out of that.
He might have been the guy that is the guy that's falling.
And once again, maybe in a year, we're going to be asking, how did they get away with this? Right. How did they do this once again?
And now Brown's getting traded because they've been talking about he's not getting enough balls. You're not drafting another receiver. You're not getting the other stuff.
Gone.
So clearly, this is the side that
gone.
A.J. Brown.
There's no way.
And this has been going on forever too. It's been going on for the last 2.5 years. Just A.J. Brown and the Eagles just going at it. He just needs out at this point. And this might be the sign, like you said, drafting Lemon here.
You're supposed to draft him. Hang in there, it's like a boxing match. You got to take the blows. Your name will get called eventually.
Well,
so now they got
could they be replacing a guy that is not known for his personality in A.J. Brown for another guy that I don't know if you saw his draft interview. Wasn't known for his personality necessarily. He got some questions, so. I'll be kind of tracking that with the Eagles, but a guy that on paper, with what he can do, getting in the slot, he could be an Amon-Ra St. Brown type of guy. You got You know what I'm talking about? The other receiver out on the outside, Devontae Smith. I can't believe I'm forgetting the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yep.
You got him on the outside. They've got some other guys they just traded for as well. Dontavian Wicks from the Packers. So they're filling out that room. Certainly seems like they get another guy. I think there's no question A.J. Brown's gone.
Yeah, because like I say, all the things have been bad. They're not throwing the ball enough anyway. So you bring him in, they know that that's happening there. So Mekhi Lemon goes there. So now 21 Pittsburgh. That could be a Thieneman spot, right?
That would be a terrific spot for Dylan Thieneman.
And I think the crowd, and again, whoever goes this next pick is either going to be instantly cheered or booed.
Right.
I think Thieneman would get a pretty good pop.
I think he would. I think he's a guy that, they run that 40, you get in that 4.3 range. Anybody's going to be excited about that, especially because he's a guy that you knew that everybody liked his brain. And so when he ran that 40, it was like, okay, like he's got a brain and he's fast. Like, that's the first round pick.
And Schefter apparently said that the Eagles land more insurance for June's expected trade for A.J. Brown to continue to go to the Patriots potentially.
Yep.
Now, does anything change if there's a different coach there?
That could be, because the whole thing was that he coached him in Tennessee, and that's the guy who wanted to bring him back.
Did we end up seeing what Vrabel's announcement was going to be? I heard he was going to say something before the draft.
He did. I think he just said that he was basically just what he had said before, that he made mistakes and was going to go. He didn't hold himself to the standard that he had set.
Sure.
But it sounds like for now the Patriots are standing by him. That could be one of those things, though, where as time goes here, maybe the pressure builds, but we'll see on that one there.
And I think the Steelers just took the longest to take the pick is in. This is the first time I've actually seen the clock running after the next pick.
Well, they got all their fans there. They want to build they want to build the excitement for the fans.
That is true.
Now, it was great when was Green Bay? Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah. Who'd they take in the first round that year?
They took the receiver,
Matthew Golden.
That was last year because we were here doing that draft night. Yep. We got if you want to look at the YouTube, we have my live reaction with George Reister actually sitting next to us as the Packers took a first round wide receiver for the first time in like 21 years since Javon Walker. So that was fun. So it was really fun last year when the Packers, a lot of excitement behind that pick. So I'd be interested to see how they react this year in Pittsburgh.
And he was certainly underutilized last year, and I heard apparently that the Packers plan on definitely utilizing him more and making him this star guy.
I think so, especially after they let Romeo Doubs go. They trade away Dontavian Wicks. Exactly. At this point, you got Reed, you got Watson, and you got Golden.
Yeah,
I think those are the guys. They're probably going to get another guy at some point, but they thinned out that room. I think that was kind of a problem that they had, but yeah.
Yeah, it looked a lot like Matt LaFleur. I mean, it's very much his coaching style where he likes to kind of go through his receivers, really spread the ball out, get looks from different guys that can do different things with different route packages. But it's going to be interesting to see what Pittsburgh does here.
Now, who's the other options if they don't take Thieneman?
Well, they can't take a quarterback, right? There's no other first-round quarterback, right?
They can't do that to Aaron Rodgers again.
Yeah, they can't do that there. The first quarterback that comes to mind is Garrett Nussmeier. He's one of those guys from LSU. Another guy's Drew Aller, too.
Right? But it's way too early.
Yeah.
So here's a couple guys. Jermon McCoy, Akeem Messidor, the other edge from Miami, who had a really nice season. There's another Terrell brother.
I'm a big fan of Gerard McCoy, though, and Akeem Messidor. Actually, both those guys. I feel like you can't really go wrong with them. Messidor was such a dominant presence in the college football playoffs this past year with Ruben Bain. It was kind of like just both of them were just dominating.
How do you think?
First time in 20 years they have an offensive coach.
I was about to say, how do you think things change now they don't have Mike Tomlin? Because if you think Mike Tomlin, you think defensive guy.
Was there another receiver out there?
Well, you could go with potentially Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana. You could also look at Denzel Boston from Washington.
I want to see Cooper Jr. fall to the second round so that the Raiders can reunite him with Mendoza. Those guys were good, and I think it'd be good to give him that.
Yeah, and Cooper's such a great player. He kind of came out of nowhere too with just where he is now. He's such a hard worker, and Cignetti really kind of believed in him. And I mean, I don't know where he was projected beforehand, but he was certainly not a first round pick prospect earlier on the season.
Except for putting your answers in. Ooh, I know this one. Should I say it out loud?
I think we've got some trivia going on.
I think so.
I think we're doing the Wonderlick.
Oh.
I'll let you say it before I review.
I refuse to take the window leg.
Oh yeah. You're not an IQ test guy.
I don't believe in them.
You don't believe in them?
I know. I think I know how smart I am.
All right.
I don't need a test to tell me.
Everybody should know the answer to this question.
All right, they're bringing out
The terrible towels.
they're bringing out the high schoolers. It looks like
Jerome Bettis, the bus.
Jerome Bettis, Hall of Famer. The guy that I'd probably pick on a short list of guys I'd want to go on a 4th and 1. Not too many more guys you'd want than Jerome Bettis.
Well, apparently not Marshawn Lynch for Pete Carroll, right?
No, that was a 4th and 2 though, or a 3rd and 3rd. I don't know. It was on a 2-yard line, I guess.
All right, here we go. Let's see if this is gentlemen.
They're going to do the whole song and dance here, of course.
15 seconds.
Celebrating, and here we go.
I think this could be a good moment if the bus announces Dylan Thieneman.
I'm guessing it's not because I feel like the people in
I think
here
people
have an
in here,
idea,
Yeah.
and I think they wouldn't be doing trivia right now if this was going to be.
Yeah, I
Thieneman.
feel like all the athletes here would know
And
as well.
here is your last question.
And I don't think he goes next to the Chargers because they got Derwin James.
Exactly.
I don't think that he goes there, and I don't think he goes 23 to the Cowboys because again they
10
just
seconds.
So I think we're probably down to at least 24, which would be
The
the
Browns.
Browns.
Then you have the
They take Pittsburgh takes.
Again, I didn't want to show.
Max.
Ian Nachor.
Okay.
All right, we will
So they go tackle.
reveal the final
You
legal
must have done like
leader in a moment.
the test before to pronounce these names. Some of these guys have come up and you've been really quick. That Penn State guy you were really quick on. This guy, these are some tough names.
Thank you.
You've hit them right away.
You know, with the last name like Grosswiener, got to be really cognizant.
At least you can pronounce it easily.
No, you
I
can't.
Nachor is
That's
quite as
that's not true at all.
They
Let me
don't
tell you,
always,
when
they
I
don't
was
always
being
pronounce it correctly. I'm
That's
sure.
true. That's true.
That's probably the bigger problem.
When I was announced on the, they called me down for the office and they'd say my last name wrong. I didn't always go so well.
I heard recently when you and Danny were on, he said, you said, should I go by Justin Alexander now?
Yeah, I
and
thought
he said
about
it's too late though.
It is too late. I think I thought about that. If I ever became an athlete or something like that,
Yep.
What, you wouldn't want the name Grosswiener on your back?
If people pronounced it that way, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, but it would make you memorable. I mean, can you imagine the NIL deals?
Oh, I'm memorable. Believe
but
me,
the NIL deals you'd get would be
Let me tell you,
incredible here.
I had a girl when I was in high
We're getting
school.
into the I had a girl stories.
No, this isn't that bad. This isn't like that.
Are we
There
past
was
10 o'clock
someone
yet? Can we
I
start
knew when
talking
I was
this way?
in like 5 or 6, like I was first grade, and she messaged me like 10 years later. Was like, I just was thinking about your last name.
That guy's going to go viral. The guy with the underpants is
Yeah.
just going to go viral, I promise you. All right, so we got who's Justin Herbert? We don't have a receiver we can get for him, right? There's no
Mark Cooper Jr.
Yeah,
Or
that might
Denzel
be
Boston.
too high.
I think Denzel Boston is. I think
No,
overall,
don't take Denzel Boston.
I know, but I think he's the better prospect. I mean,
Okay,
I can't
the
take either of these
Chargers
guys' sides. Why
need
would I take
Is there a
offensive line.
guard, though? Is
Yeah,
there a
offensive
guard
line.
that's out there? Is the top guard
I
still
think
there?
it could be
'Cause there was-
Pregnon.
No. There's
He could
one
be the best
guard.
guard.
No, I thought there was one guard who was supposed to go in the first round.
In my experience, these guys they're perfectly okay with taking a tackle and moving
There's
into guard
Ione,
too.
Ione, where's he from?
Penn State.
Yeah, that's who I think this pick is.
It looks like he's the only guy that's a surefire.
Yep, and he hasn't been taken yet?
I don't believe so.
Okay, then I'm taking him.
And the Steelers.
No, he was taken. Excuse me. He was taken pick 14.
Okay.
The Steelers seem to be hyped up about this pick. The War Room is really happy
Stunningly,
with it.
We never see that war room where they're
I
like,
know.
damn it, we just totally picked the
took our
wrong guy. Never should have taken him.
We spelled his name wrong.
Or
We
they
got the
start
wrong guy in.
fighting because I wanted one guy and you wanted the other guy. Damn it.
You ever think they have to deal with any, you remember in fantasy for a couple of years, there was that other Adrian Peterson? And you have guys drafting the wrong Adrian Peterson?
Yeah. There's been a couple other guys too like that. I mean, yeah, but
in baseball right now, it's Max Muncy. You might take the wrong
Max Muncy. Yeah, there's other Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Two Josh Allens.
Yeah,
Are
luckily
you in a fantasy football league that drafts linebackers?
I know that's what I was gonna say. Luckily for most people, they don't have to worry about doing that. But
That's very true. It's very true.
All right, so here we go for the.
I see either secondary or
I'd like to see
Offensive
that.
line.
I'm thinking it's a guard.
It's got to be offensive line.
I
Please
think it's a
protect Justin
guard.
Herbert.
I think it's a guard.
Protect Justin Herbert. Come on.
Protect Justin Herbert. Seriously.
Can we get a fingers crossed to that over here?
I think I'm with that.
So, hey, just we're not going to be able to see it all, but they are honoring Doug Koke right now, who passed away last year. Best
Talk
known
about him.
locally for he was the original guy who rode the Harley into Autzen Stadium.
Oh, wow.
So they're doing honoring
position
Doug Koke right now.
Seats available. You can sit anywhere you want. Those in this town that have been going to games for a
And
long time know that.
that would be
And
cool.
the Chargers get the edge. They go with the Keem
All
Mesidor.
right,
And
that's
they
fine.
do not protect Justin
They
Herbert.
do not protect, but that's honestly good position to grab in
Yeah.
the first round.
It is.
Because they don't have a Bosa anymore. They were kind of missing on the edge.
Yeah, but Justin Herbert's just such
Max
a
coming back
talent.
for
You,
one
you
year.
got
want to
your
protect
tackles
him.
back, and they brought in the center.
Theoretically,
Yeah.
they have
They
offensive
brought in
linemen.
They
Beat
have
out
them.
I
It just
think they're
matters
so
staying healthy.
cursed. They need to get 10 guys that can possibly play
I
because
agree.
they legitimately lost
I
4 or
agree.
5 of them last
I
year.
agree with you. Yeah.
An edge is good. Was Mesidor projected as a first rounder?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
not
he
a reach,
was.
is it?
He was.
And he did a great job. I said it earlier, but he did a great job in the college football playoffs. He was actually just a threat. And look, I mean, like,
Especially in the
like we
championship
talked
game.
about, especially in the championship game, but both him and Ruben Bain were both giving the tackles, an absolute nightmare matchup. I mean, if one guy wasn't working, then the other one would, and vice versa.
Well, for the I was about to say the Dolphins. For the U, Miami, that was why they got to the championship game, was because of that defensive line, because of their physicality. Obviously, they had the offensive lineman as well, but that was the reason why they got to the national championship
It was their
game.
defense.
It
Yeah.
was their defense, so I don't hate the pick.
Well, they've had, 3 defenders picked? They had Bain, him, and I guess the offensive lineman was the other guy.
So 3
Francis. So three
trenches guys.
3 trenches guys.
And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think when could we see Thieneman go? Maybe to the Browns. Because
Maybe Browns.
Now, who does
I know the
Maybe
Bears,
Bears.
Jaquan
Yeah, I think the
Brisker.
Bears
The
could.
Bears have Jaquan Brisker as well, so maybe he's a great safety. So it'd be interesting to see.
Though, there's 2 safeties out there. The same for you Cowboy fans.
There are.
Mims.
Yeah. But do you want them both in your same class?
They're both
Has
really
anybody
good.
ever? It's kind of like the Blazers taking
Two
Klingon
centers.
and then
Yeah.
Young Hansen.
Yeah.
It's like maybe we split things up when they're really high picks like that. They're doing a tribute now to Doug Koke. I'm going to say hi to
I
a
think he
friend.
could. Here.
No one made a better injury. He kickstarted the celebration like no one else. He led as a business owner, a husband, a father, and a friend, taking us along for the ride. Always seizing an opportunity to make a memory.
One of the zebras first flag on me posing the coin toss.
Mississippi State is the benefit of an illegal procedure penalty by Oregon before the kickoff.
Maybe not that. He was a spark. He ignited everyone around him. The kind of man who entered a room and gave people something to be excited about. He connected everyone around him, laughing with friends, his love for family. He always gave people something to smile at. In the heart of Autzen, before the noise, before the fight, there was a moment. The Harley revved and the crowd roared. Smiles turned into energy, and energy turned into belief.
Let's get ready. Here goes the motorcycle. Here they come.
The joy, the pride, the unity, he lifted everyone around him. Celebrate, laugh, and smile. Doug would have it no other way. Forever a Doug.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Koke family is here tonight. Would you please let them feel your love? Truly a very special man and a hero at Oregon. We're going to throw a QR code up on the screen if you like. If you'd like to make a donation to Oregon softball in his honor, we would love for you to do that tonight. Thank you for listening about our friend Doug. We will always miss that guy. Go Ducks!
Well, it's quiet. Y'all want to hear me sing? I can sing something for y'all. It's awkward silence. I don't like that. I love you. You love me. Can we get some sound? The silence is killing me.
Okay, I know Dylan is still on the board. And again, thank you all. We'll keep that QR code up for another second or so. But we did get a video that came in from Kenyon Sadiq's house. So we'd like to put that up so you can see what it looked like when Kenyon got selected earlier tonight.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Kenyon Sadiq,
Okay, well that was Kenyon Sadiq's house. Very good. I didn't get to watch that one the first time it came through.
That was okay.
That was underwhelming, I think. Maybe we need to get the lone Jets fan in the room to go give Kenyon a supportive call. Kenyon. All right, by the way, our winners in the contested Wonderlic test. First place, Dan Lanning side football. Come on over here to the left side of the room. Matt Felon. Josh Gillick won the $50 Duck Store prize and the bottle of King of State wine to Debbie Trishine. Come on over, King of prize. You didn't win the football.
Who won the football? I could have played quarterback.
Just to put like your name on it.
I'm standing on this. We got 5 minutes. It's 7 o'clock, so
It's definitely a possibility that Greenwood goes for that. Yeah, we'll bring you back in. No, it's 16 conception.
Does anybody have a Sharpie that I can use? Thank you.
NFL Draft, Cleveland Browns select Casey Concepcion, wide receiver. Okay, we got one more video for y'all to watch. We want to save the best for last, right? Skill position, sometimes defenders always get the love, always get the shine. But the big fellas in the trenches don't get enough love. They don't get the camera time. Get it, the big guys. But we got a special video for, one of the young guys on the squad called E-Man Pregnant. In my opinion, the best guard in the draft. And I think the NFL will find out very soon what he's capable of. So let's check out E-Man Pregnant.
You guys applause right now?
I don't think we've ever seen a group of men who are 300 pounds plus running down the field on multiple occasions. They have leaned on this offensive line to make sure that they put points on the board, and I expect them to continue to do this.
As far as that environment, Coach Terry, they want you to ask questions. They want you to be an intellect. They want you to know the ins and outs of the game.
Watch the interior of this offensive line. This is what you call duo. Jump to the second level. You can see them getting to the linebacker.
While, certain fronts Am I doing this by myself, or do you want me to wait with you? Did you study up on them at all? Okay, then I'll just take care of it. You guys good with all the players? We didn't get Kenyon, but not to worry. I think we got everybody with Rosario. But other than that,
Turn him up a little bit, Blaise. He's on 4. He's on 4. Okay, a little bit more.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There we go. Okay. Okay, whenever you want to bring us back, we're good. And we're live back at the OCCU Club Room here at Autzen Stadium, where we're still waiting for Dylan Thieneman to be picked off the board. And the surprise pick of the night, well, there were a couple. Ty Simpson taken by the Rams was the first big one. And then the next one was the Jets moving and grabbing Kenyon Sadiq. And we did a count. There was only one Jet fan in the room. And we asked him to call Kenyon Sadiq and make sure he's going to be okay. But we're very proud to welcome into our stage someone who's been a strong supporter of Oregon Athletics throughout the years and a partner with Oregon Athletics. And it's Dr. Bala. I'm going to get your name.
Bala's fine.
Oh, no. Well, can I try him, Bala? Sure. Did I get it right or I didn't get it right?
Bala's good.
All right, Bala is fine. It's an amazing story. The owner of Pacific Clear Vision Institute, and you are the official eye provider, eye doctor, ophthalmologist for University of Oregon.
Yeah, we've been the official eye doctors for the Oregon Ducks since 2020. We're very happy to have taken care of Marcus Mariota and Cameron McCormick and several other Ducks players and alumni. It's our honor to help take care of the Eugene community. We've been a practice in Eugene since 1989. I joined the practice 10 years ago in 2016, and I have a great group of doctors, 5 other doctors who work with me, and very happy to be here.
You have a fascinating story. When I go into schools and such, and I talk to young kids about careers and what they want to do, and you knew at a very young age what you wanted to do, and that's incredibly special. And if I read your bio correctly, you were a doctor at 17 years of age.
I graduated very early. I was the youngest doctor ever.
So where did the passion come from? Where did that seed plant and then started to grow?
So when I was 4 years old, I got burned on both legs, and I was in the hospital for about 3 months. And so just watching what doctors do and what nurses do, it really made a big impact on me. I had 3 operations in that time, and it was a very formative experience. And I always was interested in healthcare and seeing how I could help people. And as I got into school, I was interested in biology, and everything just kind of flew naturally. It looks like Dylan Thieneman just got drafted, and he's going to the Bears.
Dr. Bala, I'll just have to tell you.
Perfect timing. You just mentioned him.
Well, and I don't know if this is great to have you on when this happens, except I'm a huge Green Bay Packer fan. So now Dylan's in the same division as the team that I root for and from my hometown. I was born and raised in Chicago. But they're getting a class human being, and I know you've probably seen him and many others come through your offices. And so what is that connection with Oregon
and what has that meant to you as well?
So I've been on faculty at the University of Oregon since 2020. So
Really? Okay.
I have a laboratory at Knight campus, and separate from that is my practice at the Clear Vision Institute, and we do LASIK and cataract surgery primarily. And so we've been very happy to take care of UO students, professors, staff, and of course the athletes.
And this, what a great event this is. We're so happy to have you here and your staff. I know you are having a great time over there, but as Oregon and all the challenges that happens in college athletics and young people who are getting not the pressure, but the expectation to perform on the field, part of your jobs as physicians is to make sure that process isn't rushed, correct?
Absolutely. And we want, our goal is to help people see. And so however that can happen, whether it's LASIK or SMILE or some other procedure, if we can help somebody see, that makes our day special.
So, and for everybody who's watching and listening out there, if you want to have your eyes protected by those that protect the Oregon Ducks, well, this is the gentleman right here in his practice. Wow, thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and congrats to Kenyon Sadiq and Dylan Thurman.
Yeah, and there's plenty more to come as well. So thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm going to swing it back to you and let you guys pick up the rest of it. And I am going to get up there and do my other business. All right? Thanks, buddy. We'll see you.
Thank you. Well, it looks like Thieneman was just picked 25th overall by the Bears. The crowd was electric here. We had all the supporters, all the fans, and all the athletes as well for Oregon cheering on Thieneman. A lot of players were recording it actually, just out of sheer excitement. It seemed like they also knew. They all huddled up for it. The upcoming picks that we're going to see, though, is to be determined. The Texans actually just traded with the Bills for the 26th pick. And now Justin will be joining us. Yes.
How's it going? So Dylan Thieneman to the Bears. As a Packer fan, I am not pleased.
Yeah.
I am
You're
not
have to root
pleased.
against him for a while.
Well, it's funny because it sounded like, he might have potentially gone to the Vikings as well. So now he went to the Bears. It's every team but the Packers pretty much had the chance with Dylan Thieneman.
Well, that's all right. We got Evan Williams, so we're doing pretty well.
And Xavier McKinney as well, right?
Yes, we have safeties.
Started at Purdue, ended at Oregon, but just extremely thankful for everyone that's been with me throughout the way and the journey I've gone on.
You grew up idolizing his safety and studying him a ton that people here know well. In Troy Polamalu, what traits do you bring to the table to make you the
Oregon.
best one?
At what school he went to again?
Douglas High School down in
Wins 4A, right?
Yep. It was 4A. Now
it was 4A.
3-year. Do it.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you. Dylan Thieneman, though, that's cool. He goes to the Bears. He must be, where is he from? I'm trying to remember. Is he from somewhere in the Midwest?
I thought he was transferred from Purdue.
He came from Purdue, so I'm thinking he might have been from somewhere around there.
And yeah, it makes you think, like Coy Parrish was actually asked about a transfer from Minnesota, and he did say it played a part. He wants to play for a winning football culture, and that the example of Dylan Thieneman coming out and transferring here plays a big part here.
And there was a lot of talk there as they said Thieneman got drafted, and Thieneman said he went to Oregon because he wanted to raise his profile and do that. So again, we talked today on the show about great advertising for Oregon tonight. That's a heck of an advertising. Hey, I want to go there and raise my profile, and now you're the 20-something pick in the draft.
So he's from Westfield, Indiana.
There you go.
So he is a Midwest guy. That's pretty close to Chicago.
That is. So there's one fan.
They might be playing in Indiana pretty soon.
They might. There's one fan here today who has a Bears shirt on.
Yes. And who is it?
It is my daughter. And I have no idea why she's wearing a Bears shirt. She's never watched a football game with me in her life. But she's here for business, and Kenyon Barner saw the Bears jersey and went up and interviewed her, and so she just got interviewed in front of the whole group and did a wonderful job. But that is my daughter, Taylor Court, if you're watching, who was interviewed and the one person with the Bears shirt. So that's good. All right, we just had another pick. The Texans took, who took Keelan Rutledge?
Keelan Rutledge, he was just drafted by the Texans because based off the Bills who just traded their pick to them. I think that's the first guard that's gone off the board, right?
Okay. Yeah. And by the way, with Thieneman gone, some of the current Ducks are now. I think we just saw Dante Moore and you have exited the building. So
and it looks like
the Niners. They saw they conquered.
Niners traded the pick as well to the Dolphins, and the Dolphins will draft their second first round pick of this draft.
And
So
what
they got
pick
Proctor.
number are we at here?
We are at 27, so we are flying by.
We are flying by.
It seems like this draft is quicker than normal.
But again, I think it's because we're like talking and interviewing people. I think
I know,
if we were sitting at home right now, we'd be like, man, this thing can't get over soon enough.
What do they say? Time flies by when you're having fun.
Yes. Well, we'll see if the Dolphins have 7 minutes, so we'll see if the Dolphins take all 7 minutes there. But
I mean, who do we think they could be targeting here?
Well, again, as we talked about, this has got to be, and I heard somebody say that at their point, their draft is easy. It's just best available every pick. There's not a need there. Everything's a need. Right. So you just
New
you're
head
just sitting
coach.
there pointing to your board, best available, best available.
Yeah, I would go Jermon McCoy.
Really?
I think I would.
I think he's the best pick, and I agree with what Steve says, going the best pick overall. I consulted my Dolphins fan friend,
Contingent?
and he said he'd love to see a receiver after trading Jalen Waddle.
Really?
I mean, they traded for a first round pick already, so maybe seeing Denzel Boston or Omar Cooper go off the board here.
Now, is that what this pick is? Is this the? It is. This is the.
That is the pick.
This is the Jalen Waddle first round pick.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe it's like trade a receiver, go get a receiver. That could be
I
what
never
we see
loved
here.
that. We saw that with who was it with the Titans after they traded Brown? I'm trying to remember his name.
After they traded AJ
Yeah,
to
it was the guy drafted by Arkansas.
Corey Davis.
No. You know what I'm
Arkansas.
talking about. Start with a T. So Trey Burke, right?
Oh, Treylon Burks. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That is true.
That's an example of that where it didn't work out.
Was he a first? I'm pretty sure he was a first round pick.
Yeah, I believe it was
not pan out.
It was the. I want to say it was even the pick that they got from the Eagles.
Yeah.
In the first round.
I definitely could see that. It doesn't always work out, but sometimes with the fans, at least, they need to see like a guy that makes them want to still be a fan.
But do you want to take a pick for the fans, or do you want to take a pick for what's actually going to be best for you?
Well, if the receiver can pan out to what they want it to be, I don't think it's the worst thing. But yeah, at the end of the day, you want to pick the guy that's best for you.
Well, I wonder too for the Dolphins who went all in on paying receivers, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Do they now pivot and get a guy in the draft that's cheap and they're going to have Malik Willis at quarterback? And who else do they have? I think they have somebody else too that could potentially compete, but it's going to be Malik Willis. So I really like Malik Willis. I really like Malik Willis.
He's a great guy.
They get him a tackle. Yeah, I mean he played great as a Packers backup last year. So I think that getting him a receiver, I think that's a good idea.
And then they still have Devon A-Chain, playing behind him right there. As running back who's untouchable. Yeah, I mean, when he's healthy, he's a speedster, and no one can compete with him. So I think personally, my pick is Denzel Boston. I know you say Gerard McCoy. Steve, what are we thinking here?
Yeah, I'm with you on Boston. I think, they traded Waddle. They got rid of Ty Hill. But again, I think whatever their board says, you just take that guy because I don't think there's any position needed this way.
Well, they're not going to take Ty Simpson.
They're not going to take Ty Simpson.
No, I think they got their guy with Malik Willis. I think he was arguably competing with Jordan Love at one point.
No, he was not.
No,
he was not.
But he was playing great. I mean, better
anytime
than
he
anyone
came in, I had
expected.
confidence.
Yeah.
They might be another team like the Jets that are thinking next year's the quarterback year. We got Malik for a year, maybe a second year to mentor our guy, but we're kind of going to stink this year so that we're in the quarterback year if by some chance Lenoris Sellers and Arch Manning join Dante Moore as potential top 5 picks.
Yeah.
So let's see, who are the other 2027 potential guys? Julian Sand is another guy.
There's
a lot of them. CJ Carr.
But again, a year ago we were saying some of the were like Kate Klubnik might be top 5.
No, I agree.
Sellers might be top 5.
It's some good names though.
It's really between
Nico
Dante and
Iamaleava.
Arch Manning though at the end of the day for who's going to be that number one quarterback off the board next
Could
year.
Sam Levitt be a guy that?
Sam Levitt could be your Tyler Shuck guy, your 24-year-old.
Is he that old?
I think he's been around for 5 or 6 years. Yeah, no, he has. You're right.
And then Darian Mensa as well. He's a polarizing prospect. Yeah. So
all right, here's the Fins.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Chris Johnson, defensive back.
Johnson.
Wow.
Not the former Titans running back, I'm guessing.
Wow. So that is shocking.
So
I think Gerard McCoy would have been the better pick going with the DBs.
He was clearly the top guy in their board, Steve.
Yes. It's an easy job for the Dolphins.
Now, Chris Johnson on ESPN's board was 17th.
Wow.
Hey. That's a value pick, right? Isn't that what Mel Kiper would call it?
It's the opposite of a value pick. No, I'd say 17th available now.
Oh, 17th available now.
Yeah. Who is available? They're saying he's the 17th guy. So
sleeper.
The opposite of a value pick.
It's a sleeper. Instead of a value pick, it's a sleeper.
Why didn't you trade down, Dolphins? Did they trade down? No, they
traded up. They traded up for it.
That's right.
They traded up 3 picks.
They really like him.
Oh, apparently somebody else really liked him too. Seriously, otherwise you don't make that trade.
Yeah.
Right?
So up next, the Bills. Maybe this could be the Boston if we give Josh Allen another receiver.
Maybe. I mean, Keon Coleman hasn't panned out for him. I mean, you want a guy that
Mr. Cookies.
Mr. Cookies. You want a guy that can pan out for you.
Buffalo trades a pick to New England.
Oh, wow.
Well, they're not going to be taking a receiver.
They will not be taking a receiver. I think we can almost be certain about that as well. Yeah.
I think they could go anywhere. They're going to trade for AJ Brown. And they have Diggs.
Maybe they're drafting a guy that Eagles wants. I thought Diggs might have. They might still have Diggs. Yeah.
Diggs is the one guy that Vrabel didn't have to apologize.
Yeah, but Vrabel didn't like Diggs as well.
Yeah,
either,
but I think it turns out they have some hobbies together.
And he's having also a lot of off the field issues as well. So, ultimately. You just want to pair up the two guys that just have off the field issues or on the field issues.
How about you're a Dolphins fan? You take Caden Proctor, who's projected to go about 10 picks later, and then you take Chris Johnson, who's like, all right, we got all these picks, and we're just taking reaches. Oh, can't we just take somebody that people thought would be good?
So it's funny because as I was saying with the Eagles are always that team that consensus. The consensus always likes the Eagles.
Yeah.
It sometimes is not about what the consensus is, though, right? I mean, we've seen guys fall. We've seen guys get overdrafted. A lot of the time, we don't know. So I'm willing to give the Dolphins the benefit of the doubt. That being said, on paper, it doesn't look great.
No. New coach and GM, so they're going to have some.
On paper, reaches never look great until they're actually good.
Patriots take Caleb Lomu from Utah.
So the second tackle off the board here for Utah.
You're like the GM in the 4th or 5th year and you're bad. You're like, we can't be taking any reaches. But if you're the first-year guy, we got 3 or 4 years at least.
You're talking about for Miami?
For Miami.
Yeah.
When you got a first-year group, they can kind of do what they want. You're going to get a few years of grace, and if those are the guys they like, those are the guys they like.
Well, and as you said, they might be just setting up for next year.
Yeah.
All right, well, you take a little break for a second.
I'm going to take a quick break and run to the restroom.
All right.
So
we'll continue the conversation about the draft.
First, we have Spencer Fenno go off the board, and now we have Caleb Lomu. So two offensive linemen from Utah in the first round.
Makes me think about Michigan and what they're going to be able to do with Kyle Whittingham as head coach. They've done such a good job over at Utah. I can't help but think about the possibilities of what Michigan's going to do this year, just because of their financial stability. They're going to have a better coach than Jerome Moore.
We don't need to say his name, to be honest.
I almost forgot it. I'm bad with names, if you can't tell.
Would be the worst thing forgetting his name, to be honest. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I think Kyle Whittingham, he did a great job with Utah's defense, considering he was working with nothing, and he's going to get a way better offense now, just with Bryce Underwood going into his second year and demonstrating extreme talent. I mean, he had such a good, true freshman year, with all things being considered. That to look forward next year when Oregon has to play Michigan, it's a little scary.
It is a little scary. They play them right after they go to Columbus to play Ohio State. Then they go to home, play Michigan at Autzen Stadium. I believe they have another week. I think Michigan State, and then they play Washington. So that's a tough end of the schedule. Yeah. They do play USC first conference game. That's going to be week 4. So big test early, a couple big tests late. I do think that Oregon has a chance. If they lose a game, I think they could lose 2 games, maybe, depending on who those losses are to and who your wins are. It's going to be an interesting schedule this year. The schedule turned out to be really light. We didn't think it would be, with Penn State coming into the year, being as good as we thought they would be. It turned out Indiana was actually the team that we thought maybe that Penn State was.
Yeah.
So you kind of never know going into the season. But if you look at the schedule for Oregon this year, it certainly looks like it's going to be a tougher schedule on paper than what they had last year. No doubt.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, just looking forward, like playing in the horseshoe, that's going to be difficult. And all I can say is,
it's loud.
It's loud there, but the Ducks would be grateful that they don't have to play at the big house again.
Well, they handled it pretty well last time.
They did.
That was the Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
To the 100,000 fans in the crowd.
Exactly.
120,000 fans in the crowd, I think.
It's something absurd. It's something like that. I mean, just overall, those two schools, they've really developed that Big Ten culture. I'm just glad that Oregon can be a part of that now.
It's certainly becoming one of the teams in the Big Ten that are the premier teams, and I'd have to look at the board, but I'm guessing Oregon's among the top teams in the first round for Big Ten teams getting multiple guys drafted. So I have to check that, but
I think Ohio State's leading the pack.
Yeah,
I think probably.
Yeah, and then I think Oregon would be right there because Indiana's only had one, no Michigan. I think Oregon's probably second to Big Ten, and Miami, I think, had 3, and Oregon might be number 3 overall.
But Ohio State, like you said, is sweeping the board with what? They have 5 now? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Four defensive guys, 1 offensive, with Carnell Tate being the 1 offensive guy.
Yep.
So Miami has 3 because they have Maui Noah and then the 2 defensive ends.
Yep. Typical Mario, they're all dudes on the line.
Exactly.
And a shocking one is ASU has 2.
And so does Utah.
Utah.
State has 2, Tyson, and who else?
And their offensive lineman, Max.
You're not sure.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
There you go.
So you leave it to Justin for the pronunciation. He doesn't even need the phonetically spelled names.
I wasn't even looking at it.
And the Chiefs are up next. So we got 4 picks left. Chiefs, Niners, Buffalo, and then I'm assuming the Seahawks still have their pick at 32.
I think so. So this is the
their second
Trent McDuffie trade, I believe.
And their second first-round pick of this draft. Yes.
So the Rams have done this story before.
And who did the Chiefs take the first pick?
They took the cornerback from LSU.
Yeah, they traded up for Mansour Delane.
So this might be a Boston or a receiver type deal. Maybe they give
possible.
Mahomes. You already went defense on one side. Maybe they go for a receiver here.
They have Rice. They have Worthy. I mean, maybe Mahomes is just like, give me as many receivers as you can by the time I get healthy. I want to work with all these guys.
Number 1 though.
Can I also point out to you, just so you can see right now clear, that picture that Roger Devers did of Kenyon Sadiq in like 2.5 hours. Pretty amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
When I came in here today, that picture was black and white.
You give me 2 years, I couldn't draw something.
Now, if you look between the 2 TVs here, no, that is not a picture. That is a hand-drawn drawing here.
In an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Amazing work by an amazing man.
Don't mistake it for a picture. That is a drawing.
Yep, he did a heck of a job there. That's cool.
Great event, by the way.
Yeah.
So far.
Unbelievable. I wish, like I say, it's been hard for us with the headphones on to talk and understand, but it feels like they've had a bunch of great guests up there. They've been auctioning off some things.
We've had great guests.
We've had great guests. Yes, we've had incredible guests. And, I mean, you start getting Hall of Famers, and that's not every day you get to shake hands with a Hall of Famer. And
future Hall of Famers.
And we almost got the news of a Kayvon Thibodeau trade
We were
live.
so close.
But
Danny's smiling, so that's good.
Yeah, he's the one putting it on. So, and we are seeing again, people are starting to. Here we are at the Chiefs picks up.
Peter Woods, so defensive.
That's the Clemson guy. Another one of those great first-round picks that we're going to lead Clemson to a top 5 finish.
Of course, yes.
He's getting married apparently. It looks like he's getting married today.
I like that.
That
I kind of like that look.
That is something there.
He stands out. You know, the attention's on him.
He
Even though
doesn't
the
look very
family's
happy,
all in all
though.
white.
Is this before he got picked?
This has got to be one of those, like, they're ready for it, but on the TV, it doesn't have it yet.
He looks ticked.
I feel like they always put these guys in a bad spot.
Hey, here comes Danny Havel.
Feeling good, my friend?
Grace, you have put on a hell of a show tonight. Good job.
Can't believe the Bears took Dylan Thieneman.
I know.
Now I got to see him at least twice a year, and he's going to pick off Jordan Love, and I'm going to be conflicted because I want to root for a Duck, yet this was like Vikings or the Bears were my worst nightmare for Dylan Thieneman.
We can still root for him 14 games a year. Or, sorry, 15.
And when my daughter came in a Bears jersey and you just yelled at her about it,
You
had no idea that the Bears were going to suddenly become a team
maybe I Justined them.
Oh,
wait, what is the adjective of Justining?
Justining,
talking
standing
into existence.
Oh,
talking
yes,
into
standing.
existence.
Standing.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. How you guys been doing up here? You
Guys
guys been
doing
busy,
great,
yeah?
man. Goodness gracious. We had a Hall of Famer. We had a number 5 pick in the draft. We had 2 tight ends. Wrightster and Ed Dixon. I told both of them, it looks like they can still play a little bit.
See what happens when the boss arranges everything.
I know.
Selflessly when he's not sitting here
Yeah.
and being able to and let you guys take all the glory.
Yeah. The show's much better. That's what you're saying.
Well, that's
right?
what I'm saying. The show's much better when I'm not on it.
Blaise has
Much
been
better.
Blaise has been a incredible contributor to the draft process. He's clearly been watching a lot of Mel Kiper Jr. He knows a little bit of every prospect, so it's been good.
I've just been watching too much football in general.
So can you do a Mel Kiper Jr. impression? That's got to be your next challenge, is do a Mel Kiper Jr. impression.
I do more of his reading than I do of his watching. I could get his look down. I could put his suit on and his tie and put on the glasses, but
He's got a very particular voice pattern that I think you could emulate. I really do. I think if you worked on it, like put it in a loop, put the earbuds in when you go to sleep and when you wake up in the morning. It's like something like you put a foreign language.
Like
you do with our show.
Caliendo or something like that. You turn him into the next Frank Caliendo.
Maybe. Like Justin said, and there she goes.
In the Bears jersey. There she goes. The Bears lady.
Jersey. Yeah. So, yeah, Justin, I've told Justin this story before where I'll go back and listen to our shows on the podcast. By the way, if you go to Danny and Justin, you can find it there, or the Fast 60 Minutes, wherever you podcast. But I'll listen to our show back because I want to critique what we're doing. And I normally do it right before I go to bed. So I'm forcing my wife to listen to it as well. So here's the next selection. What we got?
We got the Jets. So this would be a
Who's going to be a teammate of
Sadiq.
Who they take? They go.
Cooper Jr. So again, they are clearly setting up.
Yeah.
They want Dante Moore next year to want to go to the Jets. All the rumors were that he didn't go in the draft. He didn't want to go there. They've brought in Sadiq and Cooper so that whatever quarterback they take next year is going to want to go there.
So is this signaling that Aaron Glenn is happy where he's at defensively, or
No,
is
it signals that they want the quarterback next year to have a couple of.
They want to be able to
guys
say,
that they're
"Hey, we
ready to
got our
go
2
with."
first-round picks from last year."
So they're going to suck again this year.
Absolutely.
I mean, they
They
still need
want
to
to be in
lose
the
games
Dante
here.
Moore Arch Manning sweepstakes next
Do
year.
you believe in Geno Smith?
So
that answers that question.
So what's interesting to me is how the Raiders didn't step up a little bit more and try
Move
and
up to
grab
try to
this
get him.
guy
I thought they might
as
too.
well because of just like stuff like you're seeing on the screen right now, where it's that connection that Mendoza has with Cooper.
They might have just
They
waited
didn't want him,
to see
I
and
don't
hopefully
think.
he would get there. They might have just been hoping he would
Why
get
would
there.
who else is Mendoza going to throw to?
I'm
on
just
the
hypothesizing
Raiders?
that. I agree. I'm hypothesizing
Brock
that.
Bowers is in.
They
He
have
could stay
pick 36.
healthy.
That was pick 30. So they had to move up 6 spots. If they would have wanted him, they would have gotten him.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't. So all hail.
It's the Raiders.
It's
Do we
the
expect
Raiders.
them to do things
But
that
you
are
would have
smart?
thought that Tom Brady, if he had any say in the room, look at that.
They still have a rising star as well in Dante Thornton Jr., who was also a second-round pick last year for the Raiders. So, I mean,
Former Oregon Duck, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So, he's a 6'5" guy that can run, below a
That's
four,
not a
below a 4.4. So
That's our artist right there.
That's
who
Roger
just-
Deaver.
I know.
That beautiful.
Well, I introduced you to him at the Four Seasons. Him and his son were playing at Four Seasons a couple weeks ago over there, and he put that picture together in 2.5 hours. It's unbelievable.
And we should take a picture of that, put that on the Twitter.
Unbelievable.
Right?
And he's even better person than he is an artist.
Yeah, I had a great time talking to him before,
amazing.
and we got $1,750
Wow.
for that.
Really?
That
For
they
that
raised,
guy?
yes, that they raised for the O Club tonight.
Wow. Can he go redo it and now put a Jets jersey on him? Can we ask Roger to do that in the next 30 minutes?
You really want me to go back? I was warned about
I'll
Roger
ask
as
him.
well that if I put a microphone in front of him,
he
he'd
won't
go
stop.
up.
Oh,
And I
no,
said,
he
well, I'm
won't.
not handing
No.
you the microphone.
Nope, he
I'm
won't
going to hold
stop.
on to it.
He won't stop.
So Tennessee's on the clock. What do you guys think here, boys?
Bills are on the clock.
Bills are on the clock.
Bills are on the clock. I thought the Titans are on the clock.
No, Bills.
No, they have the wrong. You're right, though. They have the wrong logo
Unless they're
up.
trading. Is there a trade?
I think the Bills traded the pick.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We'll find out here in a
It's,
second.
we're seeing 2 different pieces of information.
So we got 2 left. Are we going to be done by 8?
So can you guys help me out? Didn't it seem like even with all the trades, this draft
Fast.
went like
We
fast?
said that's
so
because we're not
fast.
sitting
Yeah.
around just watching it. We thought it was because we've been busy.
No, it was
And
fast.
you've been busy.
It was fast. We were trying to catch up. See,
All right, they
Here we
did.
go.
They traded
See,
it to
trust
the Titans.
Danny here. He was right about
So
this.
here,
Never doubt the legendary Doc here.
I do have your money for you, Blaise, by the way.
But yes, it went by fast. But I thought it was because just we keep talking, and then we'd have Ed Dick, we had George Wrightster. We could have had George on. He would have sat here and done pick by pick analysis.
You know what I love about George when we have him on the show, and I said this jokingly to KV Kenyalvar earlier, but Justin will back me up on this. We'll have George for 20, 25 minutes. We can ask him 3 questions. Yeah. That's it. And then he's off to the races.
We had him for the Caden Proctor pick, and he's like, man, I would not pick that dude. And then we had him for the Ty Simpson pick, and he's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
We had him
great away. The entire room got set on its head when that happened.
We had great picks to have George here. But again, there's Mel Kiper, your guy right there.
Man, the hair isn't looking as hairy anymore.
Yeah.
And he's dyed it red.
With booger.
Yeah.
What is going on there?
In another lighting of TV. Our hair probably looks red right now too on the live stream, Danny. You know,
in another year, Mel Kiper is going to look like Booger McFarland on the dome. That's my prediction for next year.
So I have my vision board now because Kevin Harlan was a big one for me as well. So Mel Kiper's voice, Kevin Harlan's voice, both on my vision board for what I'll try to emulate in the future now.
Yeah, Harlan's not a bad one to do. Kevin,
Titans pick.
Right, Titans.
The 2 left tonight.
The best thing about Kevin Harlan is when there's a streaker or somebody else on the field.
That's very true.
Play by play.
Last 320,000 people there. What do we have here tonight? About 120,000?
We had paid
500, 600?
Paid 374 people.
I think we were close to 500 total.
Yeah, well, with all the athletes that were standing around the back, I think they were probably close.
Falk. Kildrick Falk from Auburn.
Okay.
Went defense. Have you guys total up how much offense and defense have they? I have not been able to keep up on any of this.
Feels like pretty 50-50.
Yeah. Sounds about even, to be honest. A lot more alignment than I thought we were going to be drafted.
Seahawks. What do the Hawks need? Their last pick of the night.
Are they going to trade out?
I'd lean defense. If I were to choose one, I'd lean defense.
The general's here. There's the general.
Well, here, let's. I'll get off of this, and the general can sit on for the last pick. I'll give him the last pick, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'll see you on the golf course tomorrow. I think I'm going to see the general on the golf course tomorrow, too. You part of Danny's group tomorrow? Are we playing together tomorrow?
Depends how long it takes me to clean up this party.
All right. Well, I'm not going to help you with that. So we'll see.
Steve.
How'd it go?
Yeah, this was unbelievable. The Oregon Club Board had a vision to make this event what it is, just to celebrate what Oregon football did last year, and then be fortunate enough to see a couple Ducks drafted here and just kind of see this room erupt. It was really cool to see kind of the current players here.
Yeah.
That's like, imagine that experience.
Were you expecting that?
Yeah, I mean, we invited them and we wanted them to come and mingle. But gosh, to see, I think this just maybe makes them work harder. Like that could be me here next year.
Yeah.
I mean, Dante was here. Like who knows what this
Mateo
party?
was here.
Who knows what this party is next year? But yeah,
we're pretty sure this party next year is Dante reuniting with Kenya and Sadiq at the Jets next year. We think that's why they took Sadiq, was so that Dante will want to go there.
Looking at the future, but no, it all came together, and at the end of the day, this is to raise money for student-athlete scholarships. I think we're all kind of aware of the landscape of college football, or college sports in general, and NIL and all that. But scholarships are a big part of that too, because just the way the rules are now, there's so many more opportunities for kind of the Olympic sports and especially female athletes now to go and get full rides.
Yep.
So let's go raise some money. Let's get full rides.
Are you going to shave before golf tomorrow?
I don't know. Yeah, this is a whole different story on what's going on here.
We saw him like 2 weeks ago. I can't grow a beard that quickly in like 3 months. We saw him like 2 weeks ago. We were in studio or in the Tracktown offices. And that was,
this is it's credentialing season for track and field. So this is my disguise. And I have to break some hearts.
You don't want to be there when you have to tell who's who. I got you. How about Roger Deaver's photo over there? How about that painting?
That's unbelievable. I mean, he did that.
$1,750. I heard it went for.
Gosh, I mean, that's amazing. Looking at it here live and all the work you put into it, maybe should have gone for a little bit more.
Crazy.
But still, that's beautiful.
And to do it that quickly, he started painting that thing 2.5 hours ago.
And a little teaser at the Pre-Classic this year. He's going to paint the Pre-Classic live.
Wow.
He's going to have a blank canvas there at the start of the meet, and at the end,
It'll be a panoramic, and we're going to auction that one off too.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Awesome. All right, who are the Seahawks going to take, General?
Gosh,
I know you've been paying super close attention.
Yeah, really close.
You know everybody who's still available. Who are they taking?
Trades galore and all that stuff. Yeah.
Who's the best player available?
I think Gerard McCoy could be the best one. I mean, I know they're not necessarily re-signing Tariq Witherspoon to a long-term deal. So, or to Tariq Woolen. Sorry, yes. Devin Witherspoon.
Didn't they just trade him?
Or they? Yeah, they might have just traded.
Right?
Yeah.
You would know your Giants, right?
I would know, but I also would like to try not to think too much about the Eagles. But I think Gerard McCoy would be the best guy going out there and getting another DB, especially the guy that's the best guy on the board for that position specifically.
And old Danny had to watch the Bears take Dylan Thieneman. He was celebrating, and then he was kicked, and then he was him and Justin are in a mode where they can't figure out if they're happy or sad.
But hey, that's a good good spot to be in as a Duck fan. That just means more and more Ducks are getting picked. And so, good to see, and hopefully there's many more to come. Obviously, personal bias. Hopefully Bryce gets his name called. That'd be just an amazing story. South Eugene local and everything that kid's put in.
Former coach.
On the baseball side, I know he's a baseball guy, but man,
I think your baseball coaching formed him into the football player that he was.
Yeah,
I've been telling everybody. I really think Jeff Oliver's the one who made him.
We got to give that credit to Steve Wolf. I'm sure he's online. He's a big YouTuber. I know that. But
Old Balls loves the online stuff.
So we'll have to cut this and mail it to him on a VHS so that he can see this. But
that'd be great. We had Justin Herbert, whose dad's right over there. We had Justin Herbert a couple years ago, and now we can get a South Eugene kid to join him.
Yeah. All right. Looks like the last pick of the first round. I'm going to root for whatever guy's left in the green room. He's had a long day.
Yeah, that's fair. Seriously, it's terrible to just sit there and wait.
All right, here we go. The Seahawks,
defending champs.
They did win the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's not Pregnon. The way that the Duck players left, I'm assuming
Wouldn't that
they
be
had
something?
A hint
That would be special.
Might not be him.
Surprise, yeah.
This guy wants to go viral.
This guy is going to go viral. There's a lot, the draft. There's always 17 viral moments.
Yeah.
We're proud to continue recognizing our long-standing partnership with Make-A-Wish.
All right, here we go.
I'm thrilled to be joined by Dylan, a huge fan of the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
There we go. He's a Seahawks fan.
And is now a two-time.
I feel like Pittsburgh has nothing against Seattle. They beat them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
They can't complain.
What time is it back in Pittsburgh right now?
Yeah,
they
said like
11, right?
60,000 or something. They have been known to have a few beers in Pittsburgh, though. I think they got a few lagers at least that are
a few beverages.
All right, here we go. We're going to wrap it up for the night with the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, this guy is going to host a late night show. He's going to host a late night show. He's like, this is my 5 minutes. I'm not getting to the pick for at least 5 minutes.
The guy with the Vikings, the former quarterback, a couple of years ago? They had to kick him off the mic.
This is going to be like the Jimmy V thing when he's like, 5 minutes. I got more time than I need up here.
The Seattle Seahawks select Jadarian Price.
Oh, running back.
Oh, people like him.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
They lost
Wow,
Kenneth
so they got
Walker.
two running backs in the first round.
Wow. The only two running backs, yeah.
That's actually pretty interesting.
Well, yeah, they lost Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet got injured, in the NFC Championship. So, it's going to be interesting to see really where he's in as a role. I mean, I assume he's going to be like a day one starter.
Yeah.
While Charbonnet's rehabbing.
Yeah, I would think so.
And now this could turn into one of those situations where it's like, wow, like this guy was behind Jeremiah Love. Like,
yeah.
Unbelievable.
The old, remember when it was like Darren McFadden and who was the other Arkansas? Felix Jones and him. So, all right, man, this was fun.
This was great.
The draft is over.
Yeah,
thanks
for coming
General,
out.
for coming up. Thanks for putting this thing on. Great show. We got through in 3 hours and 6 minutes. Bunch of good guests. Look at that there. Haloti and George Wrightster, they were guests of ours. You tell me Haloti couldn't go out and get you a few snaps right now? That dude is
I put him up right now.
still out there right now.
So I know a lot of them are going to go golf tomorrow.
Yep.
We're going to go golf.
We're golfing tomorrow in the Bushnell event. I think there's a U of O event tomorrow. Justin and I have been on the air together now for 4 hours and 6 minutes today, so I think we're going to go our separate ways. We'll meet back up. We'll meet back up for big bets tomorrow.
Yes. Don't tell Danny, my golf partner tomorrow.
Yep.
Right now, I literally have no idea where my golf clubs are.
Great.
I better go find them.
Well, yeah, we're going I think Fiddler's Green's not exactly on the way, but you might have to go out of the way and get it over.
Yeah.
Say hi to Brian Beban for me if you go to Fiddler's.
Right. So.
Blaise, thanks,
Thank
man.
you so
This is
much.
good stuff.
We're
Good
gonna
job,
do
boys.
handshakes,
Good
knuckles.
job, Justin. Good job, General. Danny Havel.
Jeff.
Signing off for the Oregon draft night party from the Oregon Club.
Thank you.
Tune into the Danny and Justin show tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Good night.